It's Friday, January 16th. Today, the removal of the debris, why it's going to take longer than expected to remediate the site of the Manwin Hotel, and what the city is doing to get ahead of fires in vacant buildings. Also, cracking down on drug-impaired driving, what drivers need to know as Winnipeg police expand an enforcement campaign. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning, Manitoba. Happy Friday. We have arrived to the end of the week. Thank you so much for joining us here on Your Morning Winnipeg. Now we have a new face appearing on our show today. We have Tandy Vera, who's going to be live at the Winnipeg Renovation show, showing us around, showing us what's really hot in terms of home renovations, what you need to know, and some of the celebrities as well that will be there. But the weather this morning, Terry, driving in, it was zero visibility on the highway for me. It was not fun at all.
Okay.
Yeah, and snow drifts everywhere too.
Fair enough, because I caught a ride with my cab driver this morning, so I didn't have to be the one white knuckling behind the wheel. And I too thought it was miserable, but I wasn't dealing with the near zero visibility in those outlying areas. I just thought my walk from my place to the cab and then from the cab into the building was pretty awful this morning. Those winds and the colder temperatures this morning. The winds were a little late arriving. Yesterday ended up being quite a beautiful day. We got those mild temperatures and the winds didn't really start to increase until the overnight hours, but here they are and here they'll stay for likely throughout the day today, overnight and tomorrow. -14 is where we're sitting right now. That's a normal daytime high or close to it, but that wind chill value is making it feel more like those normal overnight lows. Those northwest winds, they're 40 kilometers per hour. You can see the camera shaking there. Pressure is rising and the humidity sitting at 85%. I too was shaking, as I mentioned, just in my short little walks from, home and into the car. But if you are headed out today, it's not just the winds that you're going to have to dress for. We've got those cooler temperatures back again. And even though it's just seasonal, you add those winds on top of it all, and as I showed you, the wind chill value -26 right now, and then that wind just blowing snow right into your face. Blowing snow will certainly be a factor. We're going to be seeing that light flurry activity pretty much throughout the day today. All across the province, many of us will deal with that snow. We've got blowing snow advisories in effect through parts of the northwest, and even areas around the big lakes have blowing snow advisories in effect. Now, we too will notice that, especially in those more outlying areas, the reduced visibility as that snow all kicks around. Eventually, the flurries tapering off in the early morning hours tomorrow. We'll start to see some clearing and a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day tomorrow. But by the end of the weekend, we're going to be seeing heavier clouds back again and possibly another round of snow to go along with it. As far as the rest of the week goes, it is going to be a little bit cool the rest of the week. The weekend below seasonal temperatures.
Thank you, Terry. People living in Lord Roberts and Riverview areas of the city have been experiencing a strange smell in their neighborhoods. Fort Rouge City Councillor Sherry Rowland says it's so bad it prompted schools to consider evacuation measures and send precautionary letters home. It appears the smell is coming from the CN Rail's nearby Fort Rouge rail yard. In a statement, a spokesperson for the company tells CTV work is ongoing to clean up the site following a derailment last month. CN Rail warns over the coming days, neighbors may see steam or notice unusual odors as staff empty and clean the remaining rail cars prior to their safe removal and transport. CN says there is no threat to public safety and no dangerous goods are involved. The statement goes on to say environmental protection measures, including air quality monitoring, are in place as a precaution. Councillor Rowland says the incident underscores the need for stronger and more immediate public health notifications. She says people deserve prompt, accurate information so they can make informed decisions and avoid unnecessary anxiety. A large pile of debris now sits where the Manwin Hotel once stood, and it might be there for a while. Fire tore through the vacant building Wednesday, and the plan was to have the site cleaned up as soon as possible. But now there is a snag, and as CTV's Jeff Keel shows you, it's unclear when the rubble will be cleared away.
This rubble is all that is left of the Manwin Hotel, and it's not being hauled away just yet.
The removal of the debris has been paused temporarily.
The vacant building burned to the ground Wednesday, a year after the city issued a vacate order over fire safety concerns. An emergency demolition was ordered of what was left, and the site was to be cleared with the costs put on the owner's property tax bill. But Winnipeg's fire paramedic chief says because there is asbestos, things are now on hold as provincial approvals are now required before contractors can clean things up.
And they also have to prepare a safety plan. So this is obviously asbestos is dangerous stuff.
The Firefighters Union says the city needs to do more to stop these dangerous buildings from going up in flames, like hiring more fire prevention officers.
My last shift on duty, I went to 2 separate vacants, and at both of those fires, I had crew members fall through the floor.
The WFPS says they are working to hire more fire inspectors, and the city is bringing in tougher measures to force owners to fix up their properties, like increasing empty building fees and being able to take title of a property for failure to pay taxes after 2 years instead of 3.
The situation with the Manwin was a great example of we need to do this as quickly as possible.
And the city is exploring that option with the Manwin, as it says taxes for the property are outstanding.
So before the city would be in a position to apply to take title through tax sale, we're looking at probably in excess of another year or more.
The Main Street project, which bookends the lot full of debris, is interested in the site.
We hope that something goes there that provides support for our community housing. Something like that would be a great place for a big housing block or something.
Obviously, they're right there. They're contiguous. They wrap around this site. So we know that in Winnipeg right now, we need more housing.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
There's still a question about what's going to happen at a site on Main Street where a devastating fire destroyed a historic building a year ago. The Sutherland Hotel went up in flames on January 15th a year ago. Yesterday afternoon, the head of a nonprofit that was a week away from closing a deal on the property before it burned held a small rally to push the city to clean up the site. Keith Gordon with Ann Hart Affordable Housing says it wants to build a 69-unit facility for affordable housing and social supports on the land.
So we want to say today, we're not going to let another year go by. We're going to have action right now to try to get government, business, and community involved. Let's figure the obstacles out, close on this deal, and build affordable housing here.
Gordon says similar projects in cities such as Vancouver have been successful in helping people get out of homelessness or transitional housing. A city spokesperson couldn't speak to the specifics of what's happening to the Sutherland Hotel site. Venezuela's opposition leader Maria Corina Machado met Donald Trump Thursday at the White House, where she brought her Nobel Peace Prize, a prize Trump hasn't been shy about wanting.
I presented the President of the United States the medal of the Nobel Peace Prize.
Neither has made it clear whether he actually accepted the medal. The Nobel Committee has previously said, however, that the award is non-transferable. Trump posted about the presentation of the prize, calling it a wonderful gesture of mutual respect. As the federal government sought to dial down levels of immigration, new figures show how many permanent residents were admitted in 2025. Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada says the figure is approximately 393,500. Officials said that number is in line with Ottawa's admission targets. Federal projections in the fall of 2024 suggested the figure for 2025 would be slightly higher. Complaints against Canada's telecom companies are up. The watchdog that handles the complaints has released figures from August 2024 to 2025. There were more than 23,000 customer complaints. That's a new record. Half of those complaints were related to cell service. Several hikers are safe and sound after spending 3 nights at the top of a Vancouver area mountain. The 4 hikers who were stranded in dangerous avalanche conditions on Golden Ears Peak have finally been rescued after multiple failed attempts. Rescue crews say the group reached the summit Saturday in clear weather, but were caught in a sudden storm. They managed to find an emergency shelter on Panorama Ridge to hunker down in. A break in the weather Tuesday allowed a helicopter to land and fly them out safely. And aside from being tired and hungry, the group was in good shape. A lifelong Seahawks fan working at a Save-On Foods in Kelowna has constructed a massive tribute to his favorite team ahead of their playoff game this weekend. Eric Valkenberg used about 1,500 boxes of pop. Seahawk fans in the area have flocked to the store to check out the display. He's been planning this for years, but waited until this moment to put it together for the first time. And of course, all the weekend's NFL playoff action is here on CTV and TSN starting Saturday at 3:30 Central Time. Here's a look at what's going on now at Portage Avenue. The streets are snow covered and very slippery in some parts, and outside the city, visibility is really affected by blowing snow as well. So be mindful of that. Give yourself some extra time when you head out this morning. Let's go now to Tandy Vera, who's live at RBC Convention Center this morning. It's the Winnipeg Renovation Show. It's back in town. Good morning, Tandy.
Good morning, Rochelle, and good morning, Manitoba. I am so excited to be at the Winnipeg Renovation Show, 24th annual show. It's bigger, it's better. They have over 160 booths, so there's so much to see, so much to explore. So if you're thinking about maybe renovating your home, maybe you have some updates, what I love about the Reno Show is you get to touch and feel everything in person and ask for expert advice at your fingertips from professionals who'll be all around. So maybe you're looking into updating your home, maybe you're looking into DIYing like myself. You can get some tips, some hacks here, and they also feature so much entertainment and food. They have an ultimate game lounge, so much more, a rescue to runway fashion show, so you don't want to miss it. So stay tuned. It's happening all weekend, and later on during the show I'll be chatting to a few guests about the show, so it's gonna be a good one, so stay tuned.
Yeah, it's a good date night for sure. Okay, thank you, Tandy. Let's go.
Way to go, Tandy.
Yay, Tandy.
She's been with us for a while now, but her big on-screen debut, I love this for her.
So exciting.
Very well done. Proud of you.
How is it feeling out there right now?
Well, let me tell you, that was a nice distraction from just how cold it is out here this morning. It's still pretty miserable, but I do find myself somewhat sheltered where I'm positioned up here on the rooftop, so it doesn't feel too terrible, I guess. I mean, it's still cold, don't get me wrong, and it's the winds that are easily the worst of it. Minus 15 right now feels like minus 26 as those winds are now gusting to 55 kilometers per hour out of the northwest. The pressure is rising and the humidity is sitting at 84%. So snow, blowing snow, all of that to go along with these intense winds, and the temperature is sitting at minus 14 right now, is above seasonal to kick off your morning, but it's probably just going to hold steady through most of the day. And if anything, we might actually drop a couple of degrees later on into the afternoon. So it's certainly not going to be warming up today, and there's nothing warm feeling about these temperatures with the winds factored in. So a little bit snowy and blowy throughout the day today. That'll all start to taper off into the overnight hours. Parts of northern Manitoba will begin to see some clearing, but you might still notice that snow kicking around because the winds will remain strong. We're taking a break right now, but we'll be back with Your Morning Winnipeg.
Weather is brought to you by Garage Masters, your complete garage specialists.
Good morning. The University of Manitoba Lab hosted Indigenous grade 12 students in its chemistry lab on Thursday. They were given hands-on experience creating pharmaceuticals. And as CTV's Joseph Bernacki tells us, the partnership could open some doors to a bright future.
The thing that interests me the most about pharmacy is the research you could do about saving lives.
Nashton Mason and his classmates are making sunscreen, combining calamine and other elements. The grade 12 students from Winnipeg's Southeast Collegiate spent Thursday afternoon at a real University of Manitoba pharmaceutical lab.
Now that I've been coming here for a while for field trips, I feel like that I could really change lives back home.
Indigenous students like him are taking part in U of M's Introduction to Healthcare Careers Pathways program.
It's a series of introduction to different aspects of healthcare sciences in hopes that it prepares them better to enter post-secondary.
This lesson at the Rady Faculty of Health Sciences Lab intrigued the class.
I use sunscreen every day, so it was kind of weird seeing the process of it being made. I thought it was cool, actually, to make this and all the processes that go into it.
This is kind of good that I get to do hands-on work.
Stooner says a program like this gives Indigenous students a path to a scientific career in communities where education may be limited.
Students from rural, northern, remote, isolated communities tend to maybe lack the basic sciences coming out of high school. We are trying to get ahead of the game.
Stooner says they have plans to expand this program to middle schools with the aim to bring students back each year. Leadership from the collegiate says the collaboration is a slam dunk.
To get to those roles, the better that it's going to serve their communities and help them in their future careers.
For now, the class says they are going to enjoy their laboratory creation.
Sunscreen!
Joseph Bernacki, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Winnipeg police are cracking down on drug-impaired driving.
Our message is clear. Don't drive high. It's dangerous, it's detectable, and it's definitely illegal.
The force says driving while impaired by cannabis ranks second behind alcohol for most offenses. So over the next 6 weeks, more officers are going to be on the lookout for drivers who may be under the influence. Police say the effects from smoking, vaping, or ingesting cannabis can differ from person to person.
There is no one-size-fits-all approach when it comes to impairment. It is especially important for drivers to understand the difference in onset and duration of effects depending on how cannabis is consumed.
Police warn you shouldn't get behind the wheel for at least 12 hours after consuming cannabis. Last year's campaign over the same stretch resulted in 97 motorists testing positive for recent consumption and 86 tickets issued for offenses including unlawful storage and consuming cannabis in a vehicle. U.S. President Donald Trump is threatening to invoke the Insurrection Act in Minnesota to send in the U.S. military as tensions escalate in Minneapolis.
Oh my God.
Clashes broke out between police and protesters after a man was shot in the leg by a federal agent for allegedly resisting arrest and assaulting an officer with a shovel. U.S. federal prosecutors have charged 20 people, including former college basketball players, in an alleged scheme to fix games.
We allege an extensive international criminal conspiracy of NCAA players, alumni, and professional bettors who fixed games across the country and poisoned the American spirit of competition for monetary gain.
According to the indictment, players on more than 17 different NCAA teams, quote, fixed and attempted to fix more than 29 games from September 2022 to February 2025. The charges include wire fraud, bribery, and conspiracy. The indictment follows an NCAA investigation that led to at least 10 players receiving lifetime bans. A new study suggests grade 8 students in Manitoba are underperforming in 3 key areas of education: reading, science, and mathematics. But on the plus side, students are doing better in all 3 domains than they were 10 years ago. The results were just published in the 2023 Pan-Canadian Assessment. The assessment that year focused on science proficiency, and while it found the majority of Manitoba's grade 8 students were meeting or exceeding expectations, they still lagged behind their counterparts across the country. Overall, girls scored better in reading than boys, while boys performed better in science and math. More than 30,000 grade 8 students from across the country took part in the assessment, which was conducted in the spring of 2023. Lace up those skates because the Nestaway River Trail is back in business. The Forks shut down the trail Tuesday morning due to warm temperatures. A spokesperson tells CTV News crews assess ice conditions each morning to determine if it's safe enough to skate on. And a dip in temperatures Wednesday was just what the doctor ordered. The trail is now open on the Red River from the Forks Port to Churchill Drive and on the Assiniboine from the Port to Donald Street. Poor driving conditions are causing a couple of highway closures to tell you about this morning. Manitoba 511 reports Highway 75 is closed between Morris and the U.S. border, and Highway 5 is closed from just north of Provincial Road 357 to Saint-Rose-du-Lac. And we have some road closures to remind you about as well this morning. The southbound curb lane on Langevin Street will be closed from Dumoulin to Provencher. Following the rush, the eastbound median lane on Stradbrook will be closed between Donald and Harkness. And on McPhillips, the southbound curb lane and middle lanes will be closed from Magnus to Manitoba. If you see any other issues on the streets, please text them to us, please, at 10400.
Traffic is brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. Open late, ready when you are.
Looking out now through the CTV Live Eye, brought to you by Bathfitter, exclusive home of the PermaFit solution. So it's going to be another windy day today with some cooler temperatures on top of it all. So certainly a bite due to that strong wind. And then, of course, some swirling snow to top it all off. Where our temperatures are sitting right now, minus 15, that is actually still above a seasonal low temperature. Minus 23, minus 24. Those would be normal lows throughout much of southern Manitoba this time of year. So all of us are at least 10 degrees above that, or almost 10 degrees above that, pardon me. Moving up into northern Manitoba, you're actually seeing these similar temperatures in the mid-teens to high teens, or maybe up in Lynn Lake, minus 20, but for the most part, at above above seasonal start to the day. However, we could be seeing temperatures drop a degree or two as the day goes on. Certainly those winds are adding the nastiest of the bites. With minus 27 being our wind chill value here in Winnipeg, minus 28 is what it's feeling like over in Brandon, as well as Churchill, a minus 28 wind chill value. A little harsher yet up in the Lynn Lake area, minus 33 is what it's feeling like. There you can see some snow, blowing snow, strong winds to be a factor. The snow is tapered off through parts of northern Manitoba, but still under a blowing snow advisory. All of that fresh snow will still kick around so long as the winds remain strong. Here you can see our temperatures holding pretty steady through the day. We might get up to minus 13 through the lunch hour, which is normal for this time of year. But after this, we're going to see things cooling down a little bit, clearing out somewhat, but those colder temperatures here to stay for the weekend. A beautiful shot out in Churchill where Josie captured the sunset. Thanks for this, and keep the photos coming, please, to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca, and we'll be back right after this break.
Good morning. In the first two parts of a medical tourism series, we've shared warnings about the risks of going under the knife overseas. But if you do get a procedure done abroad, who is held financially responsible when something goes wrong? CTV's Pauline Chan reports.
Nicole Grigorov set out for her mummy makeover in Costa Rica last fall. She thought she had insurance, but when she developed sepsis and nearly died, she found out she wasn't covered.
Actually, I have two forms of insurance, which I thought were suffice. I have the travel medical insurance, and I also have insurance on one of my credit cards. And one of them is critical illness and disability, so I'm arguing with them right now.
I get calls from time to time from people asking that exact question, and I explain to them absolutely not. And other scenarios too, like heart or cancer or anything out of the country that you are going to, knowingly that there will be a surgery or a treatment, is absolutely not covered by an insurance company.
The Ontario Health Ministry says some forms of cosmetic surgery are actually covered by OHIP, saying OHIP would provide payment for out-of-country cosmetic procedures should they meet specific requirements as outlined in Regulation 522 of the Health Insurance Act, adding, under which surgery for alteration of appearance may be a benefit. Some examples include repair for trauma scars, removal of large benign lesions, post-mastectomy breast reconstruction, etc. But not the kind of cosmetic surgery Nicole had. Patient M recently went to Turkey for several procedures, including dental work, hair transplant, and a tummy tuck, knowing insurance would not cover any mishaps. On his flight back, he developed fluid buildup in his abdomen. It took 3 procedures over 2 weeks to clear it. But despite the complications, he's happy, saying, the estimated cost savings compared to having the same procedures done in Canada were significant, likely close to $60,000 to $75,000 for all the procedures. Both M and Nicole say mishaps do happen, even in Canada. Nicole looked into suing the Costa Rican clinic, but was told the time and expense for an overseas case would not be worth it. The clinic promised a refund of the $20,000 she spent on the surgery, but she has yet to see a cent. The loss of her fingers and toes would make running her resort business up north too difficult, so she's planning to sell it. And her family has set up a GoFundMe to help with expenses in the meantime.
I try to do some of my makeup and my hair with my niece, but, you know, I'm trying to do things for myself, but it's going to definitely be a forever process.
Grigorov says looking back at her ordeal, the cosmetic surgery seemed so unnecessary now, but she wants to tell her story to make sure others are informed.
Any surgery is a risk, and I really didn't have to have a mummy makeover, and I know that. I just wanted to look better and feel better about myself. I'm 50.
Pauline Chan, CTV News.
All right, here's what it looks like outside now at Confusion Corner. The streets are slippery and snow-covered in some parts, and it's worse outside the perimeter as well. So stay with us for more details on what it means for highway closures as well as some school closures.
All right, it's seasonal. Actually, it's above seasonal for this morning. We're seeing a return to seasonal temperatures throughout the daytime, but to be there already first thing, You wouldn't think it feels as bad as it does, but it's those winds out of the northwest that are gusting to 55 kilometers per hour that are making our minus 15 feel like minus 26. The pressure is rising and the humidity is sitting at 84%. There's also some blowing snow out there right now that'll get you right in the face. So all things to keep in mind this morning. These winds likely to remain strong through the day, and we'll probably also see these scattered flurries off and on throughout the day. They will start to taper off through parts of northern Manitoba, and you might even start to see some clearing across the north. Here in the south, we're not going to get that clearing until the weekend. So today, mainly cloudy with that snow and blowing snow, and a high of minus 13, only up a couple degrees from where we're currently sitting, and then we might even fall a couple of degrees later on into the afternoon, dropping further overnight down to minus 21. And throughout the day and overnight, these northwest winds will be gusting at times to 60 kilometers per hour. That chance of flurries then tapers off for tomorrow. We'll start to see a little more sunshine with the sky clearing out. The temperatures only fall off a little bit more, so minus 19 our expected high, and still really strong winds. So there might in fact still be some blowing snow with some of those fresh flurries that are on the fluffier, lighter side lingering and then kicking around on that breeze. But overall, the precipitation will have tapered off until Sunday. With some heavier clouds, there is a possibility of seeing some scattered flurries. What you're really going to notice, though, are these below seasonal temperatures. Not by much, but minus 13 is normal for this time of year, and we're going to remain below that through most of next week.
8 people are facing charges, including 3 from Calgary, after police raided a St. James home Wednesday. The force says it was part of a drug trafficking investigation, which began last month, centered on a house in the 300 block of Rutland Street. Officers seized a loaded .22 caliber rifle and a loaded Smith & Wesson .40 caliber handgun, along with several grams of cocaine, crack cocaine, and Percocet pills, as well as $10,000 in cash. The suspects range in age from 14 to 27. They're facing several charges related to firearms, drug trafficking, and possessing the proceeds of crime. A 17-year-old boy is also charged with identity fraud and multiple release order breaches. Prime Minister Mark Carney has announced a preliminary trade deal with China. During their meeting, Chinese President Xi Jinping told the Prime Minister he's willing to keep working to improve ties. He pointed to their conversation at the APEC summit last year as a turning point in relations. After the meeting, Prime Minister Carney announced Canada will allow 49,000 China-made EVs to be imported into Canada. The electric vehicles will be at a preferred tariff rate of 6.1%.
This is a return to the levels that existed prior to recent trade frictions. But it's a return under an agreement that promises much more for Canadians.
So what does Canada get in return? Well, on March 1st, China will permanently remove a 100% tariff on canola meal. The tariff on canola seed will go from the current 85% to about 15%. Also on March 1st, China will reduce tariffs on Canadian seafood and peas until at least the end of the year. The tariff on pork will stay in place. This comes after cooperation deals signed yesterday on energy, agriculture, and crime. Conditions are improving this morning at Pearson Airport in Toronto, where more than 20 centimeters of snow fell.
There's so much on the airfield that we actually have to melt it in real time. So we have snowplows that push it into one area, and then that goes into the melter and it melts the snow so that we can keep the gates, especially where the aircrafts pull up to the gates, as clear as possible.
According to data from FlightAware, the delays at Pearson were the worst in the world yesterday afternoon during the peak of the storm. There were also major delays in airports in Montreal, Quebec City, and Ottawa. There are still a number of delayed flights this morning. If you're traveling, make sure to check your flight status before heading to the airport. Evacuation efforts are underway in the Northern Ontario First Nation community of Kashishachuan. It's the latest chapter in the long story of contaminated water plaguing the community. CTV's Adrian Gobriel reports.
On a snow-covered Northern Ontario runway, hundreds from a remote First Nation community have boarded evacuation flights.
I'm being told by public health officials that E. coli was present in the community.
On January 4th, a state of emergency was declared at Kashishachuan First Nation amid concerns that sewage was seeping through taps into homes, contaminating drinking water. Officials took a tour of the remote community's water treatment plant today, where infrastructure damage is feared to have resulted in another E. coli outbreak.
In 2019, an agreement was signed with the Government of Canada to relocate. Not much has been done, but a lot of hurt has happened in between that time.
Saskatchewan First Nation is located on a floodplain along the western shore of James Bay in northern Ontario. For decades, contaminated drinking water has plagued this community. CTV News was there in 2005 when residents were forced to evacuate following another state of emergency. 20 years ago, promises were made.
We are assuming our responsibilities, and we are dealing with the situation.
It's clear to those here today that promises were broken.
Once this issue is mitigated, we'll see a Band-Aid solution.
The fear here is that the scars from past decades have returned to infect a new generation.
We do have people that are getting sick from gastro issues.
Where they do not consume order in place, purchasing a case of spring water costs $50 at the local store, a price that's simply out of reach for too many. By the end of the day Thursday, 1,000 residents, less than half who call this community home, will have been evacuated. As history repeats itself, many here are begging for a new chapter to be written. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Toronto.
If you're going to Philadelphia anytime soon, the Rocky statue may not be where you think it is.
Top of the steps, absolutely, because you got to get up there and have like the moment.
The iconic statue is on the move. Philadelphia's Art Commission has voted to move the statue from the bottom of the Art Museum steps back to the top where it once stood, and where most people who have seen Rocky III would think it should be. Before that final move, it's moving inside for a bit in order to get the area ready for a permanent statue. Meanwhile, another replica statue in the city is also being taken down and given to Sylvester Stallone. Here's a look at what's happening in traffic now along Kenniston Boulevard. We have some poor driving conditions causing a couple of highway closures to tell you about this morning. Manitoba 511 is reporting Highway 75 is closed between Morris and the U.S. border, and Highway 5 is closed from just north of Provincial Road 357 to Saint-Rose-du-Lac. If you have any other traffic tips, please text them to us. Here's a look at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.28. The provincial average is lower at $1.21. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.22, and the lowest price in the city is $1.10. All this info is on GasBuddy.com. Coming up, Tandy Vera is live at the Winnipeg Renovation Show. We're going to find out a little bit more on what's on trend this year. Stay with us.
Weather is brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. Open late, ready when you are.
It's snowy and it's windy, and while it's not technically cold compared to what is normal for this time of year, it feels cold because of those strong winds kind of cutting through the layers. So minus 15 is actually a lot closer to a normal daytime high than a seasonal low of minus 24. But our wind chill value of minus 26 gives us that reality check of what it would feel like this time of year. And that's due to those winds gusting to 55 kilometers per hour out of the northwest this morning. The pressure rising, humidity sitting at 84%. So yes, the snow is coming down. We'll deal with the flurries falling, but also a blowing snow to be a factor throughout the day today. We do have blowing snow advisories in the northwestern part of the province, also in areas just south of those big lakes, Lake Manitoba, Lake Winnipeg. There's going to be some blowing snow action in there, although many of us will deal with that blowing snow. We're just not necessarily under the advisory for it. From minus 15 right now, we might get to about minus 13, which, by the way, is bang on seasonal, and then fall off a little bit more so into the afternoon. So do brace yourself for the cold because the weekend gets colder yet. Making her CTV debut with us this morning, Tandy Vera out on location. Let's check in and see where she's at. Hey, Tandy.
Good morning, Terry, and good morning, Manitoba. I'm here at the Winnipeg Renovation Show, and I'm so excited to be joined by Winnipeg content creator Robin Chuvy. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. Now, you have such a beautiful table design, and there's so much planning that goes into it. What are your top tips and tricks for that?
So one of the biggest tips I have for when you're creating a table for a hosting event is to create a mood board for yourself. And that's sort of just a guideline to keep you on track for as far as your colors and your theme and exactly how you're going to connect all of the different areas of your event together.
That's amazing. And you're like the hosting queen 101. What tips, what tricks do people need to know when they're hosting an event?
So one of my biggest tips for hosting is to get as much prepared in advance as you can. Set out your whole table in advance, plan your playlist, get all of the prep for your food ready, all that you can do in advance, and then on the day of, try and stay relaxed and get your food set out and all prepared. And just preparation is the key.
Now, as I said, you're the hosting queen, and being the hosting queen, you've actually have a book that you're releasing really soon. Can you chat a little more about that?
I do. It's called Gather Together, and it's basically a seasonal journey throughout the entire year that takes you through hosting, tablescapes, recipes, gifts, and hostess gifts as well. So it's really a beautiful, fun book full of great photography as well. And I did all of it.
That's amazing. And just looking at the table planning, looking at the book that you have, are there any trends that you're seeing in 2026 that you're excited about?
Absolutely. So fruit on the table is one of my favorite new trends. When it's in season, you can actually use real fruit to decorate your table. Otherwise, you can go with a faux fruit, kind of like I did here. Faux foliage and lots of flowers, along with dried flowers, which we can grow here in Winnipeg so beautifully, and you can prepare that for Christmas and for hosting in the winter.
Amazing. And as we spoke about earlier, this is your first renovation show. How do you feel to be showing this weekend?
I'm so excited to be here. I'm actually really excited to go walk around and just see what sort of trends are coming in the reno world, because I love doing DIYs and renovations too. Hosting is sort of another side passion, but I'm very excited to see what's here.
Okay, and lastly, if people want to know where you are, where can they find you?
They can find me at Life of Glow, basically anywhere on social media, and then my book is available, Gather Together, everywhere books are sold.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us, Robin, and we'll see you at the reno show. Thanks.
Here's a look at the early markets. The Dow Jones had small gains. The Nasdaq added 134 points. The S&P index increased slightly. The Canadian dollar is flat to 71.98 cents U.S. Overseas, the Hang Seng is 78 points lower, and the Nikkei lost 174 points. Good morning. It is 6:46. Thousands of tickets are issued in Winnipeg each year to drivers who run red lights or speed through intersections, and those infractions are caught on camera at 49 intersections throughout the city. But just how busy are these cameras? According to an annual report from the Winnipeg Police Service, northbound Main Street at Logan Avenue is the all-time leader. More than 99,000 tickets have been generated at that intersection since 2005. Kenniston at Cordon and Grant at Wilton round out the top three. As for the busiest intersection cameras in 2024, eastbound Marion Street at Dufresne Avenue flashed the most with 4,739 tickets issued. It was followed by the aforementioned Main at Logan intersection and Regent Avenue West at Owen Street. The report notes most speeding offenses at these intersections are between 10 and 14 kilometers over the posted speed limit. You can find the full list on our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. The City of Winnipeg is providing the scoop about pet waste complaints it's dealt with over the years. Since 2020, the city says Animal Services received 725 calls about pets defecating on property that doesn't belong to the pet's owner. Most of the calls are about dogs, but also include some cats. 417 calls were for an owner failing to pick up after their pet on someone else's property. 217 were for public property. 91 were reported for both public and private property. The number of calls has decreased each year, with 170 placed in 2020 and 107 in 2024. The responsible pet ownership bylaw requires owners to pick up after their pets. If you have this soap in your bathroom, you're being told to throw it out. Health Canada has issued a Canada-wide recall for these soaps from an Ontario company. It's because of a chemical hazard issue regarding high concentrations of methyl eugenol. Lake of the Woods Sunrise Soap Company reported around 400 units of its Shades of Grey bar of soap were sold in Canada between January 2019 and January 2026. Health Canada says consumers should immediately stop using the recalled products, dispose of them, and contact the company for a replacement. Complaints against Canada's telecom companies are up. The watchdog that handles the complaints has released figures from August 2024 to 2025. There were more than 23,000 customer complaints. That's a new record. Half of those complaints were related to cell service. Newly released footage shows the moment a container ship collided with an oil tanker off the British coast last March, erupting into a huge fireball. This surveillance footage from UK police shows the moment the Portuguese-flagged ship crashed into a tanker carrying jet fuel for the U.S. military. The video was shown in court, where the ship's captain is on trial for the offense of gross negligence manslaughter over the loss of a crew member who is presumed to have died, though his body has not been recovered. The Winnipeg Jets made a quick trip south of the border Thursday to visit the Wild in Minnesota. The Jets looking to notch their 4th straight win. Jets open the scoring with a 2-man advantage and just under 6 left in the first period. Amid commotion in front of the Wild net, Jonathan Taves bangs this one in, and it's 1-0. Then in the dying seconds of the first, the Jets add another. This goal coming in from Tanner Pearson. In the second, the Jets get goals from Josh Morrissey and Logan Stanley. And with the Jets up 4-1 and just under 3 left in the second, Jets goal number 5 is a snipe from Mark Scheifele. Gabriel Velarde also got one for the Jets, and the final ends up with the Jets on top 6-2, their 4th straight victory. Connor Hellebuck made 32 saves. Winnipeg is next in action Saturday, hosting the Maple Leafs. Game time is 6 p.m. Way to go to Jets. And we have some road closures to remind you about this morning. The southbound curb lane on Langevin Street will be closed from Dumoulin to Provencher. Following the rush, the eastbound median lane on Stradbrook will be closed between Donald and Harkness. And on McPhillips, the southbound curb and middle lanes will be closed from Magnus to Manitoba. If you have any other traffic tips, please text them to us.
All right, we're waking up to some windy conditions this morning, though our temperatures are technically still above seasonal. Minus 24 would be a normal low. We're starting out at minus 15, though it does feel like minus 26, and that's all because of those winds. 55 clicks is what they're gusting to out of the northwest. The pressure is rising, and the humidity is sitting at 84%. We've got falling snow, we've got blowing snow, and we'll deal with that throughout the day today. Right up in parts of northern Manitoba, that blowing snow will be a factor. As far as temperatures go, not bad. I mean, it's not yesterday. Yesterday, it was so incredibly mild. So it does seem like a little bit of a shock to the system. But what we're looking at today as far as temperatures, they're pretty much normal for this time of year. Yes, there will be some falling snow, probably some blowing snow. We do have a blowing snow advisory in parts of the northwest and even parts just under those big lakes, south of Lake Manitoba, Lake Winnipeg. That's where those winds might be a little bit stronger, kicking around more of that snow, although Rochelle was even just saying outside the city, near zero visibility for her commute into work this morning. These mid-minus teens, pretty normal as far as the temperatures go. That's going to change, though. We're actually going to see that temperature sliding a little bit more so. As a cold front moves in, the sky will be clearing out, but the temperatures drop another few degrees, and that's where they're going to stay not just through the weekend, but they're going to linger a little bit below seasonal as we continue throughout next week.
Thanks, Terry. Let's check in now on Bo and Gabby at Bounce 99.9. Good morning, you two. Happy Friday.
It's a happy Friday. You know, the Jets winning doesn't make life better, but it sure makes it a whole lot more fun.
I can tell you're excited,
Bo. Yeah, I am.
We put on our matching outfits today. We're both wearing jeans. You can't see Bo's, but if we head out, people are going to think we're the Bopsy twins over here. We were talking about feet, though, because Bo wants to get a pedicure. He thinks it's time. I am horrified by people touching my feet, mostly because they're ugly as sin. Like, I've got these ogre toes. I had something like a bunion shaved off my foot. They've scarred. Disgusting. I don't want to let somebody else touch them. I'm sorry I'm airing all this dirty laundry, Rochelle. But how do you feel about people touching your feet?
Oh, I love it. I love anybody giving me a pedicure, foot massage, putting on shoes for me. I'm all for it.
That checks out. I picture you having very cute feet, like really well manicured.
I think so too.
Yeah, I don't mind people touching my feet. I have had a pedicure before. It's fantastic. Right now, though, I'm not flexible enough to reach my own feet, so I need somebody else to do that job. Yep. But anyway, I'm going to book it, and Gabby, you're going to come along. Your feet can't be that ugly. Hey, you got a big birthday party for a kid coming up this week.
Yeah, we got invited to this birthday party. It really kind of surprised me, Rochelle. Kids' birthdays now are the Wild West. They rent out shops or restaurants, and there's a gift registry. It's a whole thing. Yeah. Meanwhile, for our kid's first birthday, I mean, we had a couple people in our living room, and there was a cake that he cried at, and from Costco, and a taco bar that we made ourselves. So I'm just wondering, do I need to step it up for his next birthday? Like, what are your thoughts? Because I remember the days of boiled hot dogs in the basement.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, when they're small, it's okay to keep it simple, but the older they get, they want those big elaborate parties, whether they're bouncing on trampolines or renting hotel rooms. Like, I've seen it all with my kids, and they get wild. So yes, you will have to up your game eventually, but he's little right now, so you're good, Gabby, for a little bit.
He has no idea what's going on. I mean, half the time he's chewing on furniture.
Well, there you go. Growing up, my brother and I, because Our birthdays were 3 days apart. We always had our parties together, but we didn't have anything elaborate. But I know my one-year-old granddaughter last summer, boy, they rented a bouncy castle. We had half the park rented out for the family. It was an incredible party, and I thought, will she remember any of that? No. Probably not, but we had a good time. So you got to step it up for the kids, I guess, these days.
Absolutely.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
And that's the pre-story before Bo had to have his knee surgery. The trampoline did him in, Rochelle.
All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Have a good weekend. Home sales across Canada saw a big dip last year, but new signs there could be a rebound. But how significant? CTV's Abigail Beeman tells us.
My father talked about his first house that he bought was $80,000, which is now my down payment.
John Gilmer is like so many millennials struggling to buy a first home.
Feels almost like spinning tires.
Even with a household income above $200,000 a year.
The target keeps getting raised as fast as our savings.
Water building up behind a dam.
The Canadian Real Estate Association says pent-up demand from first-time buyers like Gilmer and lower interest rates fuel its new growth projections. After a 1.9% drop in 2025, CREA projects national home sales will climb 5.1% in 2026 and 3.5% in 2027. Prices predicted to climb, too, to a national average just under $700,000 this year and $715,000 next year.
People in their 30s who are saying, I need something big enough to start a family in, it doesn't exist. Or it exists in the legacy detached space, which is very expensive.
The so-called missing middle of affordable options.
People aren't necessarily interested in like a condominium townhouse or a condo itself, and they're having trouble getting into like a freehold.
CREA says over the last 2 decades, there's been a switch from building low-density detached housing to building mostly apartments. John Gilmer is hopeful this will be his year to buy, thanks to savings, lower interest rates, and financial help from his parents.
My $2,700 a month that I'm paying in rent could be used in much better manner where I'm building equity.
The Prime Minister has committed to doubling the rate of home construction. CREA says it has a sense of optimism about the federal Build Canada Homes Agency, but in the medium to long term. Meanwhile, the problem of affordable housing remains pressing today.
Here's a look now at what's happening on Prevache Bridge. It's blowing snow out there in parts outside the city, and it's creating a little bit of slippery sections inside the city as well. We'll be right back after this with your 7 o'clock headlines. It's Friday, January 16th. Today, cleaning up the streets. Why it's going to take longer than expected to remove debris at the site of the former Manwin Hotel, and what the city plans to do to get ahead of fires in vacant buildings. Also, cracking down on fast drivers. Find out which traffic cameras in the city are ticketing the most behind the wheel. And having fun exploring how the Manitoba Museum is improving visitor experience with technology. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning, Manitoba. It is Friday. We've reached the end of the week. We are here. Thank you so much for being with us here on Your Morning Winnipeg. At 7:32, we're going to get an update on the Pimicikamak Cree Nation situation, not just in the First Nation itself, but also on what is happening to evacuees in Thompson. And then at 7:52, Rossbrook House is celebrating a huge milestone. 50 years, and they're doing it with all kinds of celebrations. So we're going to find out what's going on, and yeah, quite a legacy, and we're going to find out more about that as well. But wacky weather today, not very pleasant for drivers. A lot of school closures, highway closures, that kind of thing.
Yeah, you were saying that your ride-in was near zero visibility, so those outlying areas is where you're going to notice probably the worst of the conditions, and that's because the blowing snow is what's reducing that visibility and making for those treacherous conditions. And then, of course, the winds polishing up some of those surfaces too, so it might not just be poor visibility, but slick roads as well. Minus 15 is where we're sitting right now, but it feels like minus 26 as those winds out of the northwest are gusting to 55 kilometers per hour. The pressure is rising, the humidity sitting at 84%. Even there, our little glance outside, you can see a bit of that fogginess due to the blowing snow. And as I mentioned, that'll likely be a factor throughout the day today. The snow will continue. The winds will stay strong. It will eventually start to taper off and clear out of parts of northern Manitoba. But currently, you're still under the blowing snow advisory in parts of the northwest, as well as a couple of places here in the south. But it's one of those things that while only a few places are under that blowing snow advisory, nearly everybody will deal with those conditions. I mentioned eventually tapering and clearing out of parts of northern Manitoba, and in fact into the evening overnight, more so tomorrow morning, we're going to start to see that clearing, enjoying a little bit more sunshine, but enjoying it only if you're bundled up, because those temperatures will be dropping off. And then by later into the day Saturday, more so overnight and into Sunday morning, we could be seeing another round of passing precipitation, clearing out again, just some heavier clouds sticking around throughout the day Sunday, but sticking around will be those colder temperatures. Today we're going to stay pretty close to what is normal for this time of year, holding steady in those mid-minus teens, but dropping further yet throughout the weekend when we will enjoy moments of sunshine, and then staying a little bit below the seasonal -13 as we continue through much of next week. All right, 8-year-old Kyle, thank you for this. I love what you've done here. All of the colors, little Frosty making friends with a cardinal. Love it. Anyway, we would love to see more of your art, so send it to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
The Weather Art of the Day is brought to you by 103.1 Virgin Radio.
Blowing snow is making for some treacherous driving conditions this morning, and that's affecting school classes today. The Red River Valley School Division has closed all its schools today. The Turtle Mountain Division is canceling all buses and classes. Prairie Rose Division has closed all its schools today. In the Division Scolaire Franco-Manitobaine, today's schools closed include Saint-Jean-Baptiste, Jour de Plaine, École Aurel-Lemoine, and École Saint-Lazare. Also in the DSFM, bus services are canceled today for École Sainte-Agathe and for École Réal-Bérard. A large pile of debris now sits where the Manwin Hotel once stood, and it might be there for a while. Fire tore through the vacant building Wednesday, and the plan was to have the site cleaned up as soon as possible. But now there is a snag, and as CTV's Jeff Keel shows you, it's unclear when the rubble will be cleared away.
This rubble is all that is left of the Manwin Hotel, and it's not being hauled away just yet.
The removal of the debris has been paused temporarily.
The vacant building burned to the ground Wednesday, a year after the city issued a vacate order over fire safety concerns. An emergency demolition was ordered of what was left, and the site was to be cleared with the costs put on the owner's property tax bill. But Winnipeg's fire paramedic chief says because there is asbestos, things are now on hold as provincial approvals are now required before contractors can clean things up.
And they also have to prepare a safety plan. So this is obviously asbestos is dangerous stuff.
The Firefighters Union says the city needs to do more to stop these dangerous buildings from going up in flames, like hiring more fire prevention officers.
My last shift on duty, I went to 2 separate vacants, and at both of those fires, I had crew members fall through the floor.
The WFPS says they are working to hire more fire inspectors, and the city is bringing in tougher measures to force owners to fix up their properties, like increasing empty building fees and being able to take title of a property for failure to pay taxes after 2 years instead of 3.
The situation with the Manwin was a great example of we need to do this as quickly as possible.
And the city is exploring that option with the Manwin, as it says taxes for the property are outstanding.
So before the city would be in a position to apply to take title through tax sale, we're looking at probably in excess of another year or more.
The Main Street project, which bookends the lot full of debris, is interested in the site.
We hope that something goes there that provides support for our community housing. Something like that would be a great place for a big housing block or something.
Obviously, they're right there. They're contiguous. They wrap around this site. So we know that in Winnipeg right now, we need more housing.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
There's still a question about what's going to happen at a site on Main Street where a devastating fire destroyed an historic building there a year ago. The Sutherland Hotel went up in flames on January 15th a year ago. Yesterday afternoon, the head of a nonprofit that was a week away from closing a deal on the property before it burned held a small rally to push the city to clean up the site. Keith Gordon with Ann Hart Affordable Housing says it wants to build a 69-unit facility for affordable housing and social supports on the land.
So we want to say today, we're not going to let another year go by. We're going to have action right now to try to get government, business, and community involved. Let's figure the obstacles out, close on this deal, and build affordable housing here.
Gordon says similar projects in cities such as Vancouver have been successful in helping people get out of homelessness or transitional housing. A city spokesperson couldn't speak to the specifics of what's happening to the Sutherland Hotel site. Something new is in bloom at the Leaf.
The butterflies are all hand-painted on corn husk. It took the team there, a team of 4, 5 days to create it.
Those are just some of the creations you'll see during the Fleur de Ville exhibit. It has sprouted the Leaf's Babs Asper display house, which reopened at noon Thursday following a recent planned closure. The showcase features 15 floral mannequins brought to life by Winnipeg floral designers. This year's theme is wonder.
We are here to celebrate all those beautiful things that we see out there in the natural world and educate people on what those are.
Displays are inspired by the lavender fields of France, Australia's Great Barrier Reef, and the Amazon rainforest, to name a few. The global launch of Fleur de Ville Wonder runs through January 25th. The biomes will be closed again from January 26th to the 29th to allow the horticulture team to transform the display house into a new exhibit called Nature's Apothecary. Here's what's happening now along the Norwood Bridge. Looks like things are moving quite slowly over here, but overall moving well. But we do have reports of poor driving conditions causing a couple of highway closures to tell you about right now. Manitoba 511 is reporting Highway 75 is closed between Morris and the U.S. border, and Highway 5 is closed from just north of Provincial Road 357 to Saint-Rose-du-Lac. If you have any other traffic tips, please text them to us.
Canada and China reaching a wide-ranging agreement to lower trade barriers and rebuild ties, signaling a pivot in Canadian foreign policy and a break from alignment with Donald Trump's trade agenda. Prime Minister Mark Carney saying he expects China to cut tariffs on Canadian canola after meeting Chinese leader Xi Jinping on Friday, in the first Canadian visit by a leader to Beijing in 8 years. In tandem, Canada will allow 49,000 Chinese electric vehicles into the market at a tariff rate of about 6%, down from the current rate of 100. China will also offer visa-free travel to Canadians. And Prime Minister Mark Carney wants to upgrade Canada's defense and military capabilities by accelerating investment in the country's defense industrial base, and that's something former Defense Minister Harjit Sajjan says his new startup, Juno, can help achieve. We are focusing on technology that directly addresses near-term needs to secure Canadian sovereignty. He says our initial focus is on Arctic sovereignty with a vision to build all-domain dual-use capabilities. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Let's go now to CTV's Tandy Vera, who is live this morning at the Winnipeg Renovation show. Good morning, Tandy.
Good morning, Rochelle. Good morning, Manitoba. I'm feeling so inspired at the Reno show. They have so much. It's a one-stop shop. They have a beautiful interior design, like what you can see, this beautiful table display. It's just a beautiful place to come and get inspired. They also have things that you might not think about, like a sunrooms that you might be thinking about for your homes, renovations. And what I also love is that it's not just for homeowners, but even if you're a renter too, this is a place where you can come down, check it out. They also feature some barbecues, so maybe if you like to grill out outside, it's honestly just a beautiful place to come check out and see. And they also feature so much entertainment throughout the weekend, so it can be a family event. They have an ultimate game lounge. They have a lovely fashion show with some cute rescue dogs who we're going to chat with later on during the show. So stay tuned, stay warmed, and it's going to be a beautiful one.
Okay, thank you, Tandy. Let's go out to the rooftop now.
Are you doing any renovations?
I'm doing foundation work, which is not really the kind of renovations you like to do, but they're absolutely necessary.
100%.
After that work is done, I want to do work upstairs.
Okay. I know, like when you get those big projects, like you don't even get to really enjoy the aesthetic of it. It's just a foundation, absolutely necessary. But it's costly and there's nothing fun about it.
Absolutely.
But the fun stuff will come afterwards, and then you'll have that peace of mind, and that's priceless, right?
That's what I need, yes. How's it feeling out there right now?
You know what? It is cold. I'm just thinking, like, the renovation show might be a good escape for anybody looking to stay out of the cold this coming weekend. You can still get your steps in as you move about, but you're not going to be out in the elements, because the elements might be a little bit nasty. Mother Nature's Dishing up a bit of a cold snap for us. Now, I'm feeling it this morning, the chill of it all, but that's just relative to yesterday when we pushed up into the plus digits. We're sitting at minus 15 right now, and it feels like minus 28. That's due to the wind, 41 clicks. That's a sustained wind out of the northwest. The pressure is rising and the humidity sitting at 81%. Snow and blowing snow. We'll deal with that throughout the day today as these strong winds continue to gust at times to 60 kilometers per hour. Now, as far as the temperatures go, there's not going to be a lot of movement, but mid-minus teens, that's pretty normal for this time of year. However, that's going to drop off. We're going to see those temperatures falling into the overnight hours as the sky begins to clear. So we might see a little more sunshine this weekend, but still some strong winds expected to linger into Saturday and some much colder temperatures that'll last not just through Saturday, but all weekend long. And in fact, they're going to be lingering well into the middle of next week. So yes, wherever you can go to kind of escape the cold, you might be looking to put something on your agenda that'll have you forgetting all about this.
Thank you, Terry. It's time now for our question of the day. Today is National Good Teen Day. So we're asking, what did you like to do when you were a teenager? You can text your answer to 10400. Make sure to follow the automated instructions so we can feature your response. And don't forget to include your name, please. At Your Morning Winnipeg, we're all about celebrating your amazing pets, furry, feathered, or scaly. Your Pet of the Week submissions are amazing, and we want to see more. Whether it's dogs, cats, birds, or any other pet pals, send them our way. Drop your pet photos and a fun little story about them to petoftheweek@ctv.ca, and then catch us every Thursday to find out if your pet is our Pet of the Week on Your Morning Winnipeg. All right, here's a look outside now on Notre Dame Avenue. Looks like things are moving well here. Might not be the situation in other parts of the city, so give yourself some extra time to get to work today. We'll be right back. Good morning. Brandon RCMP are asking for the public's help to find a missing teen. Police say 13-year-old Sydney Pratt Clear Sky was reported missing on January 14th. She was last seen at a residence in Rivers, Manitoba at about 3 in the morning on that day. She has not been seen since that time, and RCMP are concerned for her safety. Pratt Clear Sky is about 5 feet 6 inches tall, about 130 pounds, with red hair and brown eyes. She may have been wearing white pants and dark clothing when she left the home. Anyone with information on the whereabouts of Sydney Pratt Clear Sky is asked to call Brandon RCMP at 204-726-7522 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477. Thousands of tickets are issued in Winnipeg each year to drivers who run red lights or speed through intersections, and those infractions are caught on camera at 49 intersections throughout the city. But just how busy are these cameras? According to an annual report from the Winnipeg Police Service, northbound Main Street at Logan Avenue is the all-time leader. More than 99,000 tickets have been generated at that intersection since 2005. Keniston at Corden and Grant at Wilton round out the top 3. As for the busiest intersection, cameras in 2024, eastbound Marion Street at Dufresne Avenue flashed the most, with 4,739 tickets issued. It was followed by the aforementioned Main at Logan intersection and Regent Avenue West at Owen Street. The report notes most speeding offenses at these intersections are between 10 and 14 kilometers over the posted speed limit. You can find the full list on our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. Venezuela's opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado, met Donald Trump Thursday at the White House, where she brought her Nobel Peace Prize, a prize Trump hasn't been shy about wanting.
I presented the President of the United States the medal of the Nobel Peace Prize.
Neither has made it clear whether he actually accepted the medal. The Nobel Committee has previously said, however, that the award is non-transferable. Trump posted about the presentation of the prize, calling it a wonderful gesture of mutual respect. Here's a look now at what's happening in traffic along the St. James Bridge. Things have picked up over here, as you could see. We do have an update on a Manitoba 511 report on Highway 75 now. It's partly snow covered, which means it is open in all parts. If you have any other traffic tips or updates to share, please text them to us at 10400. Now in entertainment news, Academy Award winner Zoe Saldana is now officially the highest grossing actor of all time. This is thanks to her roles in the Avatar and Marvel series. She starred in the 3 highest grossing films of all time, which is 2009's Avatar and its 2022 sequel, The Way of Water, as well as 2019's Avengers Endgame. She's also the first actress to appear in 4 movies that have generated more than $2 billion globally. All of her films have together made more than $15.4 billion worldwide. Over the past 20 years, the record has also been held by Samuel L. Jackson and most by the recent record holder Scarlett Johansson. There's a new way to explore the Manitoba Museum. It's offering visitors free visual interpreters.
House from fur-bearing animals, moose and caribou, hides, goose feathers and quills, as well as
the IRA Explorer connects blind or low vision users to professional interpreters using the camera and microphone on their phone through a downloaded app. It received overwhelmingly positive reviews from a testing group last month, encouraging the museum to launch the service for all.
And the feedback that we received was wonderful in terms of the autonomy that it gave them, the freedom to do it, and to also being able to experience something like this that is such a huge part of Manitoba's history.
The service is available at no cost to anyone visiting the Manitoba Museum, but cannot be used in the planetarium. The accessibility improvement was made possible through a provincial grant. A hit HBO series is set to return after a 4-year hiatus. We're getting our first look at the upcoming 3rd season of Euphoria.
Hello, Rue.
Euphoria Season 3 will see the return of stars Zendaya, Sydney Sweeney, and Jacob Elordi, now out of high school. But by the looks of it, they're still getting into trouble. Season 3 starts streaming April 12th on Crave here in Canada. Kick off your Friday primetime lineup with Celebrity Wheel of Fortune at 7. Happy's Place is on at 8, followed by Stumble at 8:30, and then at 9, catch Boston Blue. And it ends with The Big Bang Theory and E-Talk at 10. It's all right here tonight on CTV. All right, today is quite a day, ending the week. Lots of blustering snow in parts outside the city and some parts inside as well.
Yeah, blowing snow, that's the biggest factor. Well, the winds is what's creating the blowing snow, so I suppose that is actually the biggest factor. We're looking now through the CTV Live Eye, brought to you by Bathfitter, exclusive home of the PermaFit solution. And again, you see that camera shaking out there. Those winds are intense and will remain so throughout the day, overnight, and still tomorrow. So no break that we're getting from the winds, and no break from the cold. I mean, we're feeling it this morning, although these temperatures have only returned to what is normal for this time of year. In fact, still slightly above seasonal low temperatures. We're actually closer to normal daytime highs, and that's where we'll pretty much hold steady through the day. Mid-minus teens, we might gain a couple of degrees, but that's about it. Don't expect some massive warm-ups as we've seen earlier on this week. Up in northern Manitoba, these same numbers are pretty much across the board in the mid to high minus teens. We do have Lynn Lake coming in the minus 20s, and a blowing snow advisory through parts of the northwest, but even a couple of places around the southern basins of the Big Lakes. Blowing snow has been, or an advisory has been issued regarding the blowing snow. But as I've been saying, everybody is really dealing with those same conditions. And then the wind chills, yes, pushing you up into the mid-minus 30s, high minus 20s. That's where we're sitting right now, in those high minus 20s regarding the winds. So that's what you got to try and dress for today. And then you can see the precipitation showing up on the satellite image. That snow is not just falling, it's also kicking around, and that's what's creating that poor visibility out there. But the winds could also be polishing up the surfaces. I mentioned not a lot of movement with the temperatures today, holding steady in those mid-minus teens. Minus 13, that's normal for this time of year. So today we'll get there. After this, we're talking below seasonal temperatures all throughout the weekend, and they'll continue through the middle of next week. A beautiful shot of the sun setting out in the Churchill area. Thanks to Josie for this stunning photo, and keep them coming to Winnipeg weather at ctv.ca.
Thank you, Terry. Get ready to rev your engines. It's time for a Your Morning Winnipeg contest. Ram Motorsports Spectacular is coming to Canada Life Centre for 2 shows on February 7th and 8th. Fans can meet the drivers and even ride in one of the trucks. Your Morning Winnipeg has a family pass for 4 to give away this week. To enter, head to the contest page on our website, ctvwinnipeg.ca, and don't forget to enter the keyword wheels. Good luck. Time now for this week's Adorable Adoptables. We begin with Stitch. This 7-month-old days are filled with playful antics and learning new tricks. Stitch loves making new friends, both human and canine. Next up is Thor. He is a loving 2-year-old boy with a huge heart and endless energy. He adores attention, especially butt rubs. Thor is full of joy and curiosity. And meet Binks. This incredibly charming feline is a lively, affectionate friend. Binks is very sweet, and he will always greet you with a playful nudge. If you think you can offer any of these animals a good home, just head down to the Winnipeg Humane Society or give them a call. The number is there on your screen. Team Canada continues to take shape for next month's Winter Games. The roster for long track speed skating was announced, led by a gold medalist from the Pyeongchang Games in 2018. CTV's Glenn Campbell has more.
Once again, Canada will send a strong group of long track speed skaters to the Olympic Winter Games in Milano Cortina. Leading the way is Isabel Weideman, who won gold, silver, and bronze at the 2022 Games. Weideman's now one of the leaders on the team.
Like I went in 2018 and I was a rookie, and then in 2022 and I was kind of poised to win a bunch of medals, and now I get to go back as the veteran and hopefully like pass the torch a little bit and lead some of the younger guys.
Calgarian Anders Johnson is going to the Olympic Winter Games for the first time. The 28-year-old qualified at the Olympic trials in his last race on January 3rd.
It's one race, right? And you get that one race every 4 years to qualify for the Olympics. So, you know, the pressure's off now. I'm just so excited, and yeah, what an honor and a privilege to go out and to represent Canada at the Olympics.
For 39-year-old Ted-Jan Blauman, who has won gold and bronze at the Olympics, this will be his third and last time at the Games. And this one is going to be special because his kids will be with him.
Maybe you've already seen my kids around, but they're going to be in Milan too, and they're 6 and 3 years old. Yeah, they're at an age now that they can, you know, really experience it. I don't know how many memories you make at 3 years old, but I hope he can remember it for the rest of his life.
For veterans like Weideman and Blauman, the goal is to bring home some more hardware.
Gold. I want to win. That's always the goal. And I'm going to give it everything I have.
Had a lot of success on the World Cup circuit this year, and so I'm really curious to see kind of like how that's going to go at the Games. And I mean, it's the same competitors, the same event, so yeah, I'm excited and hoping to push the podium.
Tandy Vera is live at the Winnipeg Renovation Show. Stay with us for more details on what you can expect to see when you check it out for yourself. Let's go back now to the Winnipeg Renovation Show, where our Tandy Vera is live this morning. If you're thinking about doing any kinds of renovations or interior design, you should speak with an expert first. Tandy, you have one of those experts right now. Good morning.
Good morning, Rochelle, and good morning, Manitoba. I do have one of those experts right now. I'm joined by Michelle Chiswick from Interior Illusions, and we're going to be chatting all things design. So thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So this is your second Reno show. You've been back a couple years before. How does it feel to be back this year?
It feels great. So Interior Illusions has done this show in the past. Last year we decided to come back with our sister company, Edit Interiors, and we had a great time. Definitely wasn't a hesitation at all for us to come back. You know, we changed up our booth. We have some exciting things to show, and we're ready to meet and talk to people.
Amazing. And amongst those exciting things, what are the top trends you're most excited for 2026?
So I think that for people walking around the show, the trends are definitely going to be quite clear and evident. Everything has sort of changed a little bit to really warm tones, neutrals, just, you know, layering lots of different textures and keeping things really light and soft. You know, we're seeing a lot of really nice veining and color in porcelain, countertops, things like that. So it's a really nice trend to see. It's kind of moving back to the browns, right? Away from the grays a little bit. So I think for us, you know, we designed the stage here. And what we did was we had chosen one of Benjamin Moore's top colors of the year, and it's called Silhouette. So it's a really beautiful, warm brown tone. It's got like a little hint of gray to it, so I think it's really nice because it's an easy transition for people. So if people are trying to move a little bit away from those really cool grays, they can integrate this into their space, which is a really easy way to change things. I think, you know, even just in the furniture that we're showing here, we've got really like curvy furniture, soft lines, nothing too hard, right? Like the table edges are all, you know, curved out now. The fabric is a really sort of, dare I say, beige, but we are back to that. So yeah, I think the trends are definitely really clear here this weekend.
That's amazing. Well, we're out of time, but thank you so much for describing the trends. We'll see you at the Reno show, and thank you for joining us today, Michelle. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Tandy. All right, it's one of those weekends where you want to go and explore the Renovation show and just take your time because it's going to be cold.
That's just it. You've got your place to get your steps in and a little bit of a mental escape as well. You can dream all of this cold away, but we're still going to be feeling it as soon as you step outside again. Minus 15, that's where that's the temperature that we're waking up to this morning, and we'll have pretty much hanging around throughout the day. We're not going to see a lot of movement with those temperatures today, but for morning temperatures, we are above seasonal. Minus 23 would be that normal low. It feels closer to that once you're factoring a 41K northwest wind, a wind chill value of minus 28 this morning with the pressure rising and the humidity at 81%. Snowing outside through most of the province, but it's not just the snow that's falling, it's the snow that's blowing as well. So falling snow, blowing snow, near zero visibility in some areas. We do have some blowing snow advisories in effect. Not all across the province, but I feel like everybody should know that visibility will be affected by that blowing snow, and the winds could get even stronger yet, at times gusting to 60 kilometers per hour. I mentioned not a lot of movement with the temperatures. We're at minus 15 now. Our expected high of minus 13 is bang on seasonal, and then we might drop again into the afternoon. We'll certainly be dropping off overnight down to minus 21 as those winds still out of the northwest gust to 60 kilometers per hour at times. There is the chance of flurries still to continue overnight, but it will start to clear out by morning time. A little more sunshine tomorrow, just not a lot more heat. None at all. In fact, minus 19 is a below seasonal day, and still with those very strong winds, and from there, below seasonal temperatures expected to last not just through the weekend, but well throughout next week.
Thank you, Terry. A First Nation in northern Manitoba that has been rocked by a severe water crisis is urging the province to address hotel space for evacuees. About 1,200 people from Pimicikamak Cree Nation have been staying in Thompson, but a hockey tournament in the community may be forcing evacuees out. Joining us now to give us the latest on the situation is Pimicikamak Cree Nation Chief David Monias. Good morning, Chief Monias.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for joining us. Now, what is the latest for evacuees in Thompson?
Well, for the most part, we've been able to secure some rooms for the people, but what they've been told is that they have to vacate the premises because there's events that are taking place. I think one of them is a hockey tournament, and one of the things we've been trying to do is trying to ask the Premier and also the Minister Naylor to see if they can declare a state of emergency that includes Thompson to ensure that our people are prioritized for hotel rooms there.
So for those people, they've received notices that they have to go. Is that right?
Yeah, they did receive a notice, and they're going to be relocated. Some of them are going to be relocated to Thompson, some of them to other places, and many of them don't want to move anymore. They've been they're tired of being moved around, and they're tired of not being considered a priority to be taken care of as well.
And so what do they have to do today? They are getting on a bus, or what's happening?
Yeah, today that they've been asked to see if they can get to their hotel sites, be out of that, checked out by 10:45. And once they check out at 10:45, they're going to go to a hotel, another hotel, where they'll be met by Red Cross and be put on a bus. I'm not sure how many that they're doing that. I'm trying to find that out as we move along today.
Okay. And where are they going? Are they coming to Winnipeg?
They'll be going to Winnipeg, yes.
Okay, so, and that is a long bus ride, so not only are they tired, but they're being forced out of their rooms. What's the latest on the situation on the First Nation? Because military members, about 10 members of the military were brought there. How are things going there on the ground?
Right now, they're still doing a lot of assessments, trying to understand what went wrong with the water plants and the sewage plant, and they're meeting with this foundation group that are going to be lending us a temporary treatment plant, but they're also looking for a sewage plant to see that we're going to replace the current one that's there temporarily to ensure that we can have good clean water, but also a working sewage plant that will be able to remove debris, because we have a lot of backup sewage as well as lack of running water. We do have one water plant that's working, servicing about 25% of the houses, but not all the houses are receiving water. So
they still have a lot more work to do. What's next, do you think?
Well, there is a lot of work that needs to get done. We have Service Master doing project management, then doing assessments of the homes. I think they did about 28% of the homes being assessed. The biggest thing that they have is a lot of leakage, and there's a lot of, saturation of the tri-wall, and then you get the water getting sucked up the wall with insulation, and they're starting to see some mold developing in some of those areas, so they're worried about that. So they have to come up with a plan in terms of how they're going to remediate. We do have electricians, plumbers, and also we have carpenters that came out to try and fix those areas. And the other thing we're having problems is that we have a lot of the hotels are kicking out some large families with children because they can't handle them, meaning that they're not used to having children running around in the hallways, and while parents are trying to keep them occupied, and we're trying to keep them occupied, but they're, when you have 6 children in the room, it's hard to keep them still because they want to play, they want to go out and play, they want to do things. So we need some more understanding from the hotels to ensure that they don't kick out our evacuees.
Well, we're thinking of you, and we're definitely hoping for the best as well. Thank you so much for your time today.
Well, thank you very much, and hi, Sean, Riri, and Christopher. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Here's a look outside right now. We're sitting at -15 with the wind chill, though it feels more like -28. We're going to take a quick break. More Your Morning Winnipeg after this.
A look outside on your Friday morning. Waking up to above seasonal temperatures, though it does not feel like it, I promise you that. Feels more like -28 as those winds are gusting out of the northwest to 41 kilometers per hour. The pressure is rising and the humidity sitting at 81%. And even though we're technically above seasonal right now for overnight lows sitting in the mid-minus teens, we're not going to see a whole lot of movement today, holding steady pretty much throughout the day with where the temperatures are currently sitting. A little bit of scattered flurry activity, but when you couple that with those intense winds, snow, blowing snow, that'll be a factor pretty much around the province today. Everybody's going to be looking at fairly similar temperatures, though, stuck in these mid-minus teens today, but then you add winds on top of that, and the winds are intense. In fact, we've got blowing snow advisories in parts of the northwest and slightly cooler up in Lynn Lake, where it will eventually start to clear later on today, and clear often does mean cold, and we're going to notice that throughout the overnight hours and this coming weekend. As it clears out, temperatures dropping further yet. Mid-minus teens all throughout much of southern Manitoba, and yes, the falling snow, the blowing snow, these winds out of the northwest at times could be gusting to 60 kilometers per hour. We're seeing pretty steady temperatures, -13 though. That's a normal daytime high, so even though we're above these seasonal temperatures this morning, with a lack of movement through the day, we'll hold pretty much normal for daytime highs to be hitting those seasonal values. But then overnight, as the sky does begin to clear and we set us up for some sunshine tomorrow, we're going to notice these colder temperatures lasting not just through the weekend. They're going to be lingering all throughout next week. It looks like we'll be pretty much done with the precipitation, save a little bit of overnight flurry activity Saturday that'll carry us into Sunday morning.
Thank you, Terry. If you want to do some renovations at home, it takes some planning and even speaking with the experts. And joining us now from the Winnipeg Renovation Show is CTV's Tandy Vera. Good morning, Tandy.
Good morning, Rochelle, and good morning, Manitoba. I'm joined by expert Curtis Breslaw from All Canadian Renovations, and he's going to give us some tips. Good morning, Curtis. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for coming to talk to me today.
Absolutely. So what would you say are the top tips, advice you would give to someone who's looking into renovating their place?
Well, number one, you got to come to the Winnipeg Renovation Show this weekend. We're here today. It's early. We're not open yet. We start at noon. Come check out all the vendors. Come check out all the awesome displays. Come check me out. We're at our booth, number 306. I'm going to be on stage today doing a presentation. I think I'm on at 4 o'clock, and after that, Michael Holmes Jr. is going to be on stage as well. So come check us out and come see all the great things. You can spend the whole day here. It's awesome.
And what have you noticed is the top mistake people make when they're starting a project?
Well, probably not doing enough research. I mean, there's so much information out there on the internet and so many places you can look to find a contractor, and that's actually part of what my presentation is going to be about today, is how to find that contractor. And maybe certain things can be, a DIY project, but maybe certain things, after you realize what's involved, shouldn't be DIY. So we're going to talk all about that, and again, it's doing your research. That's what's super important, and that's what's so great about this show. There is just tons and tons of stuff to do here, and so many people to talk to, so many experts in the field.
Now, a little fun thing that you're featuring at your booth is you have some prizes. Can you chat a bit about that?
Absolutely. So you can come to our booth and you can play our Plinko game, which is awesome. I don't know if you guys can see it. And basically you play Plinko, and if it lands in 1, 2, or 3, that's how many entries you get to our draw. Our one prize we're giving away is a patio heater, which, knowing how the winters are in Winnipeg, we want a patio heater. And our grand prize is an awesome retro back to the 80s arcade game. So we're super excited. And of course, if you do come to our booth, don't just come to play Plinko. I mean, come to talk to us about renovations too. That's why we're here, right? So, but yeah, lots of cool, fun stuff, and we have fun every year here. This is just the best for us to do. We love coming to the Renovation Show. We've been coming here, I think, since 2003 or 2004, and it's just an awesome, long, fun weekend for all of us.
And just a quick tip, if people want to find you, where can they find you?
We are here. It's the Winnipeg Renovation Show at the RBC Convention Center. We're booth 306, so come and check us out, and we'll be here, and we'll be here all weekend, and we can't wait to meet everybody. We have so much fun. We get so many customers come down to see us, and even repeat clients come down to say hi. So
perfect. Thank you so much for joining us, Curtis.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Tandy. A new study suggests grade 8 students in Manitoba are underperforming in 3 key areas of education: reading, science, and mathematics. But on the plus side, students are doing better in all 3 domains than they were 10 years ago. The results were just published in the 2023 Pan-Canadian Assessment. The assessment that year focused on science proficiency, and while it found the majority of Manitoba's grade 8 students were meeting or exceeding expectations, they still lagged behind their counterparts across the country. Overall, girls scored better in reading than boys, while boys performed better in science and math. More than 30,000 grade 8 students from across the country took part in the assessment, which was conducted in the spring of 2023. Conditions are improving this morning at Pearson Airport in Toronto, where more than 20 centimeters of snow fell.
There's so much on the airfield that we actually have to melt it in real time. So we have snowplows that push it into one area, and then that goes into the melter and it melts the snow so that we can keep the gates, especially where the aircrafts pull up to the gates, as clear as possible.
According to data from FlightAware, the delays at Pearson were the worst in the world yesterday afternoon during the peak of the storm. There were also major delays at airports in Montreal, Quebec City, and Ottawa. There are still a number of delayed flights this morning. Venezuela's opposition leader Maria Corina Machado met Donald Trump Thursday at the White House, where she brought her Nobel Peace Prize, a prize Trump hasn't been shy about wanting.
I presented the President of the United States the medal, the Nobel Peace Prize.
Neither has made it clear whether he actually accepted the medal. The Nobel Committee has previously said, however, that the award is non-transferable. Lace up those skates because the Nestawaya River Trail is back in business. The Forks shut down the trail Tuesday morning due to warm temperatures. A spokesperson tells CTV News crews assess ice conditions each morning to determine if it's safe enough to skate on. And a dip in temperatures Wednesday was just what the doctor ordered. The trail is now open on the Red River from the Forks Port to Churchill Drive and on the Assiniboine from the Port to Donald Street. Let's see who's celebrating a milestone today. Happy birthday to Paul, also known as Paul Bunyan, from your friends at Camp Morton Church and the gang at North 40 Ranch, and Buddy, of course. Happy birthday to Cameron. Lots of love coming from Kukum, Dad, John, and Sierra. Happy 9th birthday to Aria. I love Mom, Dad, and Elijah. Happy 10th birthday, Isaiah. I love Mom, Dad, and all your family. Happy birthday, Hank. Your family and friends say welcome to double digits. Happy 6th birthday, Addison. Love Grandpa Ron. Happy 22nd birthday, Selena. Love Mom, Dad, Silvano, and Santino. Happy birthday, Allison. Lots of love from your family and friends. Happy 7th birthday, Isaiah, with much love from your family and friends. And a happy 98th birthday to Aunt Olga. Your family sends their love and says you get cuter every day. To submit your milestone, visit our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca, and fill out the form at least 2 days in advance. It'll also enter you into our monthly contest for a chance to win a $100 gift certificate to Party Stuff.
Milestones is brought to you by Party Stuff, Winnipeg's balloon headquarters with 3 locations. Weather is brought to you by Blinds Are Beautiful. Our new Hunter Douglas showroom is at 900 Lorimer.
All right, taking a look at the almanac today, minus 14. That's roughly our high temperature, which is right around what the average would be of minus 13. So no complaints there. That high, though, last year, right up around the freezing mark. And of course, yesterday we had those plus-digit temperatures. The record, 4.1, that was set back in 2010. So we're nowhere near records. We were closer to them yesterday. Today, we're only falling further from that number, and tonight, even further yet. Minus 15 is where we're currently sitting. But it feels like minus 28 with factoring in those winds, 41 kilometers per hour out of the northwest, most definitely adding a bit of a bite. The pressure rising, the humidity sitting at 81%. We got some falling snow, we've got some blowing snow, and that'll continue to be an issue all day long. We even have some blowing snow advisories that have been issued for some parts of the northwest and even around the south basins of Lake Manitoba, Lake Winnipeg. But I've been saying whether you're under an advisory or not, most of us will experience the conditions of blowing snow and the reduced visibility. Also, winds could be polishing up some of those surfaces, and the temperatures not going to be budging much, staying in those mid-minus teens all throughout the day today, but then starting to drop even further overnight. That'll happen as the sky begins to clear and the snow tapers off. It will set us up for a little more sunshine through Saturday and at times off and on throughout the weekend, but those colder temperatures will settle in.
5 decades ago, a nun named Sister Geraldine McNamara opened her doors to young men in the inner city who had nowhere else to go. Those young people kept coming back, and now new generations of kids are still going 50 years later. That place is known today as Rossbrook House, and this year it's celebrating its 50th anniversary. Joining us now is Rossbrook House's Executive Director, Patty Mainfield. Good morning, Patty.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, take us back to that time, 50 years ago, with Sister McNamara. What was going on in the neighborhood, and what did she do about it?
Yes, so Sister Jerry McNamara, along with other nuns, they realized the need in the community. They had a young group of boys that needed a safe place. They opened up their basement on Ross Avenue, and eventually the City of Winnipeg gave them the building on the corner of Ross and Sherbrooke, which is now Rossbrook House. Right. So they built a drop-in center, and the young boys were the staff that staffed the drop-in center. So it's open 365 days a year at that time, and it continues to be, but it's also open 24 hours whenever school's not in session.
Wow, so she really started this whole thing, and she had that vision. And what sort of impact did it have on the community, and how it's still impacting it now?
Yes, so back then, she had the vision and the mission that no child who does not want to be alone should ever have to be. So it's a safe place for children to play, learn, and become. So the focus is education, but also leadership skills. And we also have three schools. An elementary, junior high, and a high school.
So even yourself, Patty, when you were young, you were 13 years old, you started going to Rossbrook House. What was happening in your life, and why was it such a good place for you?
Yes, so it was open 24 hours. We needed a safe place. Home is not always the safest place to be for a lot of our children, and the need for nutritious meals, safe rides home, to be able to connect with people that generally care and want to ensure that you go to school. So I did graduate from the high school, Rising Sun, and I was a part of the original junior staff, and I was a part of the Young Mums program back then.
And then you went into education.
I did.
You had a wonderful career, and then you retired and you just went back.
Yes. I wouldn't be, and a lot of the kids say this, that we wouldn't be where we are today, or we wouldn't be alive today if it wasn't for the fact that Rossbrook House had their doors open for us and was so welcoming and had that safe place.
And so you mentioned the homework and, you know, the drop-in and, of course, the rides, the safe rides home. How has it really transformed youth in that neighborhood?
Yes. So over the years, we've seen it grow. and enhance our programs based upon the needs of the community and our youth. So we've added our nutrition program, our commercial kitchen. We teach budgeting skills, and we have 3 meals a day. Our kids are part of building those menus and are learning how to cook. I mean, they're getting their skills in order to build onto their resumes.
Oh, that is amazing. Okay, so 50 years, happy anniversary to you. You're having all kinds of celebrations throughout the year. What's happening?
So we are celebrating our 50th on January 20th with a luncheon, but we also have our gala, our No Child Alone dinner that's happening April 30th at the Manitoba Museum.
Okay.
And then we also have a community barbecue happening this summer. We have a mural, a memory book, a history book.
Wow.
So we have a number of celebrations that we will be having over the course of this year.
For people watching at home, if they want to support Rossbrook House, what can they do?
They can go to our website at rossbrookhouse.ca.
And they can support you with cash, with volunteer hours.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing this with us. And of course, if you do want more information on this, we have a link on our website. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Hello, Jermaine Franklin inside the TSN Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. For it, we go to Vegas. Leafs, Golden Knights, Toronto with some pretty passing. Austin Matthews to Max Domi to Bobby McMahon. Absolutely robbed by Aiden Hill. That, my friends, is the Scorpion. What an incredible save from the Vegas tender. And that is your must-see moment from Thursday. And tonight on TSN, it's an NBA doubleheader. Cavs taking on the 76ers, followed by the T-Wolves and Rockets. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
The TSN must-see moment is brought to you by Super Blinds and Draperies, featuring Hunter Douglas products.
All right, here's a look now what's happening on St. Mary's Road. Things have really slowed down over here. As you can see, those snow-covered streets are really affecting the drive-in this morning. So give yourself some extra time when you head out. We'll be back after this short break. It's Friday, January 16th. Disposal delayed. What's behind the order holding up a full cleanup of the site where a massive fire destroyed an historic and infamous Main Street hotel? Recovering from disaster, how a major social agency's operations were impacted by the Manwin blaze and where donations should go in the meantime. And immigration statistics, how actual permanent resident totals for 2025 compare with goals set earlier by Ottawa. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning, Manitoba. It's 8 o'clock. Thank you so much for being with us on this Friday morning. We made it to the end of the week. And if you're looking for some fun things to do at the Winnipeg Public Library, they're offering all kinds of great programs. They offer all kinds of different book clubs that are kind of fun, from cookbooks to fantasy to even some mystery, if that's what you're into, but also some really cool programs that you can enjoy inside the library. So
inside where it's warm.
Yeah, where it's warm and safe. And we're going to delve into that a little later. But the weather today, it's not pleasant on the roads right now because it's blowing.
Yeah, the visibility, that was certainly affecting your drive into work this morning. That snow falling, winds whipping it around, and those winds are going to remain strong throughout the day today. It's minus 15, which technically for these morning temperatures is above seasonal. However, it doesn't feel like that. Wind chill value of minus 28 right now because of those 41K winds out of the northwest. The pressure is rising, the humidity sitting at 81%, and you can see that camera shaking out there. You will be too if you're standing outside for long periods of time, shivering in those strong winds. The falling snow, you can see that showing up on the satellite image right now. Blowing snow, that's a factor around the province. We do have blowing snow advisories through parts of the north and on the south basins of these big lakes, but nearly everybody will be dealing with those conditions, at least to kick off the day. Eventually, the far northwest will start to see the snow tapering off and even some clearing. It's going to get cold as it clears out, and we'll experience that as well into the overnight hours. Things will be clearing up. clearing out, pardon me. That'll set us up for sunshine tomorrow, but even colder temperatures to come as a cold front sets in. And then into the overnight hours Saturday, we might see some of this flurry activity passing through into Sunday morning, but then clearing out again for Sunday, or at least tapering off, even if the heavier clouds do stick around. Also sticking around will be the frigid temperatures. Seasonal today, hitting a high of -13. That's exactly normal for this time of year, but after that, falling another few degrees, remaining there through the middle of next week. And a big thank you to Kyle. I love your art today with Frosty and a little cardinal making friends out there. Keep the art coming, please. Draw, color, or paint. Send that picture to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
The Weather Art of the Day is brought to you by 103.1 Virgin Radio.
The cause of the Manwin Hotel fire remains under investigation, and now we're learning the building's charred remains aren't going anywhere just yet.
Obviously, asbestos is dangerous stuff, so these preparations need to occur not only to protect the health and safety of the contractors that are actually doing the remediation work, but also to protect the health and safety of the residents in the immediate area where that demolition work is going to be occurring.
The vacant hotel burned to the ground Wednesday, a year after the city issued a vacate order over fire safety concerns. An emergency demolition was ordered following the blaze, and the site will be cleaned up on the property owner's dime. Now that asbestos discovery is putting a wrench in plans, and we also learned the tax bill for the Manwin is outstanding, and the city is exploring taking it over.
It's been identified that we are aware that the taxes are owing, and we have to let that process play out. So before the city would be in a position to apply to take title through tax sale, we're looking at probably in excess of another year or more.
Meantime, the fire chief says its investigations coordinator is meeting with major crimes detectives about the Manwin fire. However, he stressed those meetings are standard practice and the cause is still being probed. In the aftermath of the Manwin blaze on Wednesday, the Main Street project says it's still assessing the damage to two of its buildings, which sit adjacent to the Manwin. It says the building housing its administration office, food bank, and clothing donation space suffered extensive water and smoke damage. The nonprofit expects most of the donations there will be a total loss and says it's unable to operate its weekly food bank or accept donations for the time being. Instead, clothing donations should be directed to Silent Mission or Nadinawek. The other building, its emergency shelter, experienced minimal damage. It expects to reopen later today. As the federal government sought to dial down levels of immigration, new figures show how many permanent residents were admitted in 2025. Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada says the figure is approximately 393,500. Officials said that number is in line with Ottawa's admission targets. Federal projections in the fall of 2024 suggested the figure for 2025 would be slightly higher. The cost to check out these supercars is well worth the price of admission. The Gallery is a fundraiser held before the start of the Detroit Auto Show. Guests pay $250 for a chance to check out some of the world's most exclusive cars. Bentley, Lamborghini, McLaren, all the top brands had cars at the show. Money from the show will benefit a local food bank. Here's a look at what's happening now at Kenaston and Sterling Lyon. Things appear to be moving well in this part of the city. We have no issues to tell you about at this point.
Traffic is brought to you by Curtis Carpets, Manitoba's flooring experts.
Let's go back now to Tandy Vera, who is live at the Winnipeg Renovation Show, and you're about to show us some cute animals, some cute dogs. Good morning.
Good morning, Rochelle, and good morning, Manitoba. Get ready for some cuteness overload. I'm joined by Kathy Mayette from Spirit of Hope Rescue and Chicho. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Now, a fun feature at the Reno Show this year is there's going to be a little doggy fashion show. Can you tell us more about it?
Yes, it's Rescue to Runway Fashion Show, and we have about 10 dogs coming in. 8 of them will be available for adoption. 2 of them are alumni, which is Gijo's one of them, and we foster failed with her, but she will be in the show too. And yeah, all the dogs are going to have on different coats from Pet Value Osborne. They're sponsoring the show for us, and some will be in Halloween costumes as a second thing, and the rest are going to have security outfits, and we're really looking forward to it. And we're hoping everybody comes. It's Sunday at 1 o'clock.
That's amazing. And could you tell people a little bit more about Spirit of Rescue who might not know?
You know what? We're a foster-based rescue, and we save 99% of First Nation community dogs and 1% owner surrender. And we do saving of the dogs. We do adopting out. We have a beautiful foster community, and they're all in our own homes. They're being trained like our own dogs, loved like our own dogs. So when you adopt a dog from us, they're ready. They're ready to go. It's, yeah, we love what we do. The passion is there, and we're excited to be here. This is the first time at this show, and we'd love people to come by, support us at the booth 204, and we've got a lot of stuff to sell, and yeah.
And just beyond the Reno Show, how can people help you and where can people find you?
We are on Facebook, and it's Spirit Hope Rescue. You can go right on the website on Google and find us there. And we've got like the Jets dogs. We promote the Jets through that. We have we always put the updated bios on the dog so you can see what we have. And if you want something smaller, you can be on a waiting list. Just put your app in, get in on the, and we'll put it in, and when we get some small breeds, we will come and call you and let you know.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We can't wait for the fashion show. Gijo's gonna be there, so cute, and we'll see you then.
Thank you for inviting us.
All right, thank you, Tandy. Snap a pic for your chance to win with our Best in Fest contest. Festival du Voyageur returns February 13th to the 22nd, and we want to see how you're gearing up, whether it's snowshoeing, beard growing, or building a snow fort. Whatever it is, we want to see it. Upload your photo to our website, ctvwinnipeg.ca, or post it to social media using the hashtag BestInFestContest. Weekly winners will be selected to win a 4-pack of passes to Festival du Voyageur. Home sales across Canada saw a big dip last year, but new signs there could be a rebound. But how significant? CTV's Abigail Beeman tells us.
Father talked about his first house that he bought was $80,000, which is now my down payment.
John Gilmer is like so many millennials struggling to buy a first home.
Feels almost like spinning tires.
Even with a household income above $200,000 a year.
The target keeps getting raised as fast as our savings.
Water building up behind a dam.
The Canadian Real Estate Association says pent-up demand from first-time buyers like Gilmer and lower interest rates fuel its new growth projections. After a 1.9% drop in 2025, CREA projects national home sales will climb 5.1% in 2026 and 3.5% in 2027. Prices predicted to climb, too, to a national average just under $700,000 this year and $715,000 next year.
People in their 30s who are saying, I need something big enough to start a family in, it doesn't exist. Or it exists in the legacy detached space, which is very expensive.
The so-called missing middle of affordable options.
People aren't necessarily interested in like a condominium townhouse or a condo itself, and they're having trouble getting into like a freehold.
CREA says over the last 2 decades, there's been a switch from building low-density detached housing to building mostly apartments. John Gilmer is hopeful this will be his year to buy, thanks to savings, lower interest rates, and financial help from his parents.
My $2,700 a month that I'm paying in rent could be used in much better manner where I'm building equity.
The Prime Minister has committed to doubling the rate of home construction. CREA says it has a sense of optimism about the federal Build Canada Homes agency, but in the medium to long term. Meanwhile, the problem of affordable housing remains pressing today.
All right, through the CTV Live Eye, that's the CTV Live Eye brought to you by Bathfitter, exclusive home of the PermaFit solution. And again, you see that camera shaking out there. The winds are strong, and it's feeling pretty chilly out there. We got so spoiled with that warm up yesterday, and those winds took their time arriving. So actually yesterday ended up being far more pleasant than I even expected. But once those winds arrived, whew, They are nasty now. So minus 15 actually feels, well, we'll show you the wind chill values. We'll just let you know for now that most of us are sitting in that mid-minus teen zone right up into northern Manitoba, where it starts to get a little bit cooler around Lynn Lake, and it will likely get cooler there as the day goes on, because that's where it's going to be clearing out. For everybody else, don't expect much in the way of sunshine. You might see it later today in the far northwest, but for most of us, heavier clouds, falling snow, blowing snow, and before it does clear out, there's a blowing snow advisory for northwestern Manitoba, but also around the south basins of the big lakes. But all of us have been saying we'll deal with those conditions, and it has created some near zero visibility situations in some parts of the province. So that's certainly a factor. And then, of course, the winds adding that additional bite. So even though mid-minus teens is where the temperature sits, high minus 20s and even some mid-minus 30s is what it feels like because of those strong winds. You can see the satellite image showing the bit of flurry activity that we're seeing now, and then being kicked around on those winds. We'll deal with snow and blowing snow throughout the day today. The temperature itself holding pretty steady. We're at minus 15, rising to about minus 13, which is bang on seasonal, and then starting to drop off again, dropping further overnight, and that's when the deep freeze takes hold. We've got below seasonal temperatures lasting through the weekend and into next week. Taking a break, but we'll be back with Your Morning Winnipeg.
Canada and China reaching a wide-ranging agreement to lower trade barriers and rebuild ties, signaling a pivot in Canadian foreign policy and a break from alignment with Donald Trump's trade agenda. Prime Minister Mark Carney saying he expects China to cut tariffs on Canadian canola after meeting Chinese leader Xi Jinping on Friday, in the first Canadian visit by a leader to Beijing in 8 years. In tandem, Canada will allow 49,000 Chinese electric vehicles into the market at a tariff rate of about 6%, down from the current rate of 100. China will also offer visa-free travel to Canadians. And Prime Minister Mark Carney wants to upgrade Canada's defense and military capabilities by accelerating investment in the country's defense industrial base, and that's something former Defense Minister Harjit Sajjan says his new startup, Juno, can help achieve. We are focusing on technology that directly addresses near-term needs to secure Canadian sovereignty. He says our initial focus is on Arctic sovereignty with a vision to build all-domain dual-use capabilities. Those are your morning business headlines. For B&M Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
If you love reading, love talking about books, and want to make connections, the Winnipeg Public Library is offering all kinds of book clubs right now. And if you want to read murder mysteries, cookbooks, or any other genre that tickles your fancy, there are many different clubs to choose from right now. Joining us now to tell us more about the variety of book clubs being offered right now at the Winnipeg Public Library is Austin Matheson from the Westwood Library. Good morning, Austin.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for joining us. Now, why is wintertime a good time to think about book clubs? Are there people that want to make more connections? Tell us a little bit about why this is a good time.
For sure. So in the winter, when things are colder, people are looking to go into some place warm and familiar like a library for that sense of community.
Yeah.
And I think, the start of a new year is a great time for people to make new connections with one another, maybe take up a new hobby, maybe a resolution to read more, that sort of thing all falls in line with what the book clubs offer.
Okay, and how do these book clubs work? Do you have a certain timeline to read the book and then you gather? How does it work?
Yeah, so almost every branch has a book club, at least one, and they're all monthly, and usually there's a book every month that the participants will read and then get together to discuss what they liked, what they didn't like, other books that they liked like that sort of thing.
Okay, and it's not just like your typical books either, like your murder mysteries. There's all kinds of different book clubs that you're offering, and I'm going to go through a few of them here. Books Without Borders.
Yeah.
Tell us about what that book club's about.
Yeah, so that's a book club with a bit more of like a international and current event mindset for people that are more interested in that sort of thing, nonfiction titles, that sort of thing.
Okay, and then they read it and then they gather together and discuss it. And it's all in person as well, right?
Yes, yeah. There's one or two that are online, but most of these are in person to get people talking face to face about books.
Okay, which is also fun. And then there's the Page Turners Club. What's that about? That sounds fun.
Yeah, so that's one for preteen audiences that the library offers. So a lot of these programs are also for families and kids, and this one is for for that audience that are big readers to come and talk about books.
Okay, and there's also sort of the baking book club. What's that about?
Yeah, so we have these cookbook book clubs that have become really popular. So often they focus on a single cookbook for the month. The participants will make recipes on their own and come together to talk about the recipes they liked. And usually someone will hopefully bring in a treat for everyone from the cookbook, that sort of thing.
And that's the best part, right?
Of course.
Not only are you bonding over cooking, but you're also learning which cookbook you might want to actually purchase and have in your own home.
Yeah, and you're sharing that love of cooking with the rest of the group. So,
what are some of the other book clubs you're most excited about?
Yeah, so there's as you mentioned before, mystery book club that are always really popular. A lot of mystery readers in the city.
Okay.
And then Westwood, our book club focuses on a bunch of different books. This month we're reading Emily Henry's Funny Story, which is a romance, which is atypical for our book club, but has been really popular. So we're looking forward to discuss that at the end of the month.
One note about Emily Henry, she also wrote People We Meet on Vacation, which is a really popular movie right now on Netflix.
Yeah,
so
it just got added to Netflix. Yeah.
Okay, and so there's also other things going on, not just book clubs. You have all kinds of programming, including the fast puzzlers, the speedy puzzlers.
Yeah, so this Saturday we have the Manitoba Speed Puzzlers coming in to talk about what they do and how do people get into speed puzzling.
Yeah.
And it's called a puzzle social, where people just come and connect over a love of puzzling and that hobby with one another.
You also have all things yarn, you have family game and puzzle afternoons. So much going on at the Winnipeg Public Library. We have a link on our website if you want more information. Thanks for sharing this with us, Austin.
Thanks so much.
All right, so bracing ourselves for the cold snap, which is coming. That's not technically today that I'm talking about, although it does feel cold compared to yesterday when plus digits were our existence. That is no longer the case. We're waking up to minus 15. That is, however, above seasonal compared to normal lows. That would have us sitting about minus 24, so considerably warmer than that starting out, but the lack of movement through the day will keep us holding steady in these mid-minus teens. However, that's a pretty normal daytime high. The winds, we got to talk about them. Currently gusting to 44 kilometers per hour out of the northwest. You see this big whoosh of exhaust fog as it moves through. Pressure rising, the humidity sitting at 83%. Yes, those winds, they do add a bite for sure, and they're likely to continue throughout the day today. In fact, still with the strong winds expected overnight and throughout tomorrow when the temperatures drop even more so. But the conditions themselves will start to change. Today we'll deal with the snow and blowing snow, but then it begins to clear out of the northwest later on today. Into the overnight hours is when it begins to clear here in the south, and that'll set us up for a little more sunshine tomorrow. However, temperatures drop even further yet, and the winds will still be strong tomorrow. We'll remain then below seasonal, not just through the weekend, but those below normal temperatures will continue into next week. And our weather picture today, absolutely stunning shot taken in the Churchill area. Thanks to Josie for this, and keep them coming please to Winnipeg weather at ctv.ca.
Weather is brought to you by ABC Fire and Safety, your CO2 refill store.
If home renovations are on your 2026 to-do list, then this could be the weekend to get inspired. The Winnipeg Renovation Show is opening its doors with hundreds of experts, big ideas, and one familiar face many homeowners trust. Joining us now is the show's celebrity guest, Michael Holmes Jr. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Now, Michael, you're one of the big names everyone's excited to see at the show this year. How does it feel to be a headliner and connect with Winnipeggers about their homes?
It feels great. Obviously, it feels great to be a headliner. I'm excited to go to Winnipeg, and I've been there, I think, twice before, and I had a lot of fun there. So really looking forward to connecting with more people and just talking home renovations. And also, you know what, lifestyle as well, because look, I'm a human. We're all humans and we're all connecting. So.
That's great. We're excited to have you come join us in the city. And you know, there's so much advice online these days about renovations. So why do you think local shows like this one still matter for homeowners?
Local shows like this are really important because I think they gather a lot of professionals. Like it's so easy to find conflicting advice online about everything. You know, I've seen stuff, it's like, you know, eat cereal, don't eat cereal, eat protein, don't eat protein. It's like, and the same thing goes with home renovations, that you can find conflicting advice or advice serving your bias that shouldn't. So, you know, a show like this, you have professionals who have experience in their field, and you have brands that are around for a reason. So we're all coming together and we're trying to help you guide through your renovation properly or your home build. So that's what this is about doing it right, because there's a lot of good and bad advice out there.
And a fun part about the show is you be sharing tips and answering questions on the lifestyle stage. What can people expect from your sessions, and what do you hope they walk away with?
So look, I just built my own house and I'm still finishing it, but you know, from renovations that I've been doing for over half my life to home building, we're going to be talking about all the most important things that I feel people need to focus on, because, you know, it costs a lot of money to renovate or to build a home. So I want to make sure that, you know, when people are going through this process, that they're focusing on the things that they should, because at the end of the day, the aesthetics, yes, we want a beautiful home, we want a beautiful space, but there's an order of things that we need to focus on. And there's also a lot of things I think people miss, like healthy indoor air quality during renovations, and you know, red flags to look for in contractors, and also green flags to look at, because there's a lot of good contractors out there too.
Now, finally, I mean, after all your experience from starting to work at just 14 with your dad, what's the most rewarding part about helping homeowners transform their spaces?
It's, you know, we're in a very privileged and fortunate position, because to be able to do a show where you go in and you help people who have, you know, maybe gone through some heartache or a tough point in their life, and then you help them get the space that they want, and you do it in a way that, you know, we believe in, making it right the first time, and we all genuinely believe that philosophy. So to be able to go in there, do the work, and, you know, sometimes you're like exhausted, you're like, why did we do this? And then you give the home back, and then, you know, every homeowner, their reaction, that's why we do it. And it sounds cliche, but it's true. Like, I had this conversation with our producer the other day, and he's like, this is why we're all here, because it feels good to help people.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Michael. Thank you for helping us through all the years and helping us this weekend. And we will see you at the Reno show.
Awesome. Can't wait. And thank you so much. Come see me Friday and Saturday, and I can't wait to see everyone in Winnipeg.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Here's a look at what's happening now on Donald Street. Things have really slowed up here, as you can see, but overall moving. We'll be back after this short break.
All right, minus 15 right now with those northwest winds. They're gusting to 44 kilometers per hour. The pressure is rising and the humidity sitting at 83%. Still the snow falling. We're going to deal with some blowing snow today. The winds will remain strong. The temperatures pretty much steady. Now, that's above seasonal for a normal low temperature, but where we are right now and rising only a couple of degrees, that's pretty much normal for a daytime high. A little bit of light snow showing up right now on the satellite image, but beginning to see some breaks in those clouds and the clearing. That'll begin first in the northwest. We'll eventually get some of that clearing more so overnight. But today, the snow, the blowing snow, the strong winds. Seasonal temperatures, though, that's what we have going for us. That's feeling pretty chilly, though, after that big warm up yesterday, and it's about to feel even chillier yet as those temperatures drop off for the weekend. We'll fall overnight down to minus 21. The flurries will probably taper off around midnight or so, and then the sky beginning to clear out before morning. Those strong northwest winds, though, they're likely to continue. Even with the clearing sky, it might look a little bit better, but still pretty breezy and considerably colder, remaining below seasonal, not just through the weekend, but for most of next week, minus 13 being that normal daytime high. So cooler temperatures. We won't be seeing as much snow, though. There's going to start to be a little more sunshine, at least some breaks in those clouds. However, with those clouds coming back in Sunday, we might see another round of flurries that'll be Saturday night, overnight into Sunday, and then just some heavier clouds lingering through the day. But unfortunately, the colder temperatures will also linger.
People living in Lord Roberts and Riverview areas of the city have been experiencing a strange smell in their neighborhoods. Fort Rouge City Councillor Sherry Rowlands says it's so bad it prompted schools to consider evacuation measures and send precautionary letters home. It appears the smell is coming from the CN rails nearby Fort Rouge rail yard. In a statement, a spokesperson for the company tells CTV work is ongoing to clean up the site following a derailment last month. CN Rail warns over the coming days, neighbors may see steam or notice unusual odors as staff empty and clean the remaining rail cars prior to their safe removal and transport. CN says there's no threat to public safety and no dangerous goods are involved. The statement goes on to say environmental protection measures, including air quality monitoring, are in place as a precaution. Councillor Rowlands says the incident underscores the need for stronger and more immediate public health notifications. She says people deserve prompt, accurate information so they can make informed decisions and avoid unnecessary anxiety. Winnipeg police are cracking down on drug-impaired driving.
Our message is clear. Don't drive high. It's dangerous, it's detectable, and it's definitely illegal.
The force says driving while impaired by cannabis ranks second behind alcohol for most offenses. So over the next 6 weeks, more officers are going to be on the lookout for drivers who may be under the influence. Police say the effects from smoking, vaping, or ingesting cannabis can differ from person to person. Troops from across Europe are arriving in Greenland in the wake of U.S. President Donald Trump's repeated threats about annexation.
I think it was great that we took some of the intensity out of the situation. And of course, it's a marathon. It's not a short sprint. And therefore, it's going to be very important to, to make sure that we're there for the long haul.
Troops are arriving from countries like France, Germany, the UK, Norway, and Sweden. Denmark says it will also be increasing its own military presence.
The future of Greenland is a decision for Greenland and for the Kingdom of Denmark. We are NATO partners with Denmark, and so our full partnership stands.
Prime Minister Mark Carney also addressed Greenland and Arctic security from Beijing earlier today. Carney says Canada is in discussions with Denmark and NATO partners on safeguarding security in the Arctic. He also repeated Canada's plans to fully open a consulate in Nuuk next month. This year, the Royal Canadian Legion will mark 100 years of supporting veterans and serving communities across the country. CTV's Alison Bamford looks at the remarkable resilience of the very first branch.
These walls tell a history lesson dating back 100 years.
Times have changed.
The Legion was born in the wake of the First World War and officially incorporated in July 1926. Regina was designated branch number 1 later that year.
It's still relevant. It's still providing that necessary cushion or support for our veterans, their families, their descendants.
This week, the Royal Canadian Mint unveiled collector's coins honoring the Milestone, and the Legion is offering free registration for new members to kickstart growth for the turn of the century.
So it's a matter of getting younger people like myself interested in what we do.
Another collection.
Henry Subchishin first joined the Legion in the 1960s. Back then, it was bustling with veterans of the Second World War.
The Legion was full every evening. This picture up here is from the days when we still had like 1,000+ people in membership here.
He's watched the Regina branch downsize over the last decade, both its building space and membership.
The leanest period was just before COVID, and then we closed right down during COVID.
Now the group is 400 members strong and growing. Sports leagues, weekly dinners, even leasing part of the building have helped get them back on track. They're now planning centennial celebrations for November.
It was a lot of work that they put in to get us to where we are.
Work they hope continues for the next 100 years. Alison Bamford, CTV News, Regina.
Here's a look at the current traffic situation around Portage at Polo Park. It looks like things are moving well over here in this part of the city. If you see any problems out there, text them to us, please. Here's a look at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.28. In the province, it's lower at $1.21. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.22, and the lowest price in the city is $1.10. All this information is on gasbuddy.com. Time now for your answers on our question of the day. Today is National Good Teen Day. So we asked, what did you like to do when you were a teenager? Lamont says, as a teenager, I spent most of my time at the local church playing basketball or volunteering. A Your Morning viewer shared, as a teenager, I liked to play baseball and help out on the family farm. Marlene enjoyed hanging out with her cousins. She was very tomboyish and tough. And Jackie lived at Saints South Roller Rink on Hamden. If it was open, she says she was there. Thank you so much for your responses. Let's go back now to Tandy Vera, who's live at the Winnipeg Renovation Show. It starts today at noon. Good morning, Tandy.
Good morning, Rochelle, and good morning, Manitoba. We're here at the Ultimate Game Lounge, and I'm joined by the show coordinator, Madeline Lemieux. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Tandy, for having me.
Now, this is such a fun, cool feature. Can you tell me a bit more about some of the entertainment in the Game Lounge?
Absolutely. Here in the Ultimate Game Lounge, presented by Avo Games, we have the latest in recreational games. All premium tables that they have here. We have everything from pool tables and foosball to table tennis and ping pong. We're so excited to see people come in here, challenge their friends, test out their skills, and overall just have a great time in this space.
And what other features and entertainment do you have lined up for the show?
Absolutely. We have a couple of great ones here this show. We have the Hosting 101 booth. We have 3 expertly designed tablescapes that are meant to inspire you on how to create memorable moments at the table. This is created by local influencers who've done a beautiful job putting it together. We also, for anyone who has specific questions, we invite you to visit the Ask a Renovator and the Ask a Landscaper, where you can chat for 15 minutes with a free consultation with industry experts and get all your questions answered on how to take the next step.
And do you have any general advice, especially for someone who might be coming for the first time and might feel overwhelmed, how they navigate the space?
Absolutely. It can be a big show, and I always suggest take a moment to take it all in. Stop by the lifestyle stage presented by Interior Illusions, Edit Interiors, and the Home Network, and take in a stage presentation. That's a great way to get some expert advice. We have an exciting lineup this show, including Michael Holmes Jr. He's going to be on stage discussing custom home builds and all renovations for your home, the ways that you can maximize your value and really get the most out of it. A great lineup of people there that are ready to give advice.
That's amazing. Sounds so exciting. And do you have any general information just for people to know?
Yeah, absolutely. The home show is meant for everyone. Whether you're a homeowner or soon-to-be homeowner or a renter, we have something for you here. We have all the experts under one roof. We're here to inspire you on any renovation projects that you have coming up, or just small ways that you can update your home this season.
That's amazing. And just last-minute tips, where can people find tickets, etc.?
Yeah, you can get your tickets online at the WinnipegRenovationShow.com. Buy your tickets in advance to skip the line, and kids get in free.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. The Reno Show is happening all weekend from Friday to Sunday, and tickets, as she said, are online. So come by, see, get inspired, and have fun. Thank you.
Sounds like fun. Okay, thank you, Tandy. Good work today. All right, let's go out to the rooftop now. You need layers.
Yes, most definitely layers, and the top one should be a bit of a windbreaker because that's going to be the worst of the conditions today. I happen to be somewhat sheltered by those strong winds up here on the rooftop, but they are still very gusty, up to 44 clicks right now, and could at times increase to about 60k winds gusting out of the northwest. Minus 15 is where we're sitting, but with that breeze, it feels like minus 27. Pressure is rising, and the humidity is sitting at 83%. So there's still a little bit of light snow falling. It has tapered from earlier this morning, but still falling snow, blowing snow. The winds will be a factor throughout the day, and as a result, the blowing snow will probably continue to be an issue. We're not under a blowing snow advisory here in Winnipeg, but there are parts of the province that are, and I've been saying that whether you're under that advisory or not, you can pretty much expect those conditions. Rochelle will drive in from just out of the town, and she was saying she experienced near zero visibility this morning. Not only was there the poor visibility, but winds have really polished up those surfaces, and I've heard a couple of reports of cars in the ditch now because of those very slick roads. So drop your speed, watch yourself when you're out on the streets today, and then bundle up if you're headed outdoors for any period of time. You need all of those extra layers because it's only going to get colder. Today, seasonal temperatures with those strong winds, but the temperatures drop for the weekend. Taking a break right now, but we'll be back with Your Morning Winnipeg.
Weather is brought to you by Canadian Footwear, helping you find the perfect fit.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
Good morning. Prime Minister Mark Carney has announced a preliminary trade deal with China. During their meeting, Chinese President Xi Jinping told the Prime Minister he's willing to keep working to improve ties. He pointed to their conversation at the APEC summit last year as a turning point in relations. After the meeting, Prime Minister Carney announced Canada will allow 49,000 China-made EVs to be imported into Canada. The electric vehicles will be at a preferred tariff rate of 6.1%.
This is a return to the levels that existed prior to recent trade frictions. But it's a return under an agreement that promises much more for Canadians.
So what does Canada get in return? Well, on March 1st, China will permanently remove a 100% tariff on canola meal. The tariff on canola seed will go from the current 85% to about 15%. Also on March 1st, China will reduce tariffs on Canadian seafood and peas until at least the end of the year. The tariff on pork, though, will stay in place. This comes after cooperation deals signed yesterday on energy, agriculture, and crime. A Northern Ontario First Nation going through a water crisis is calling for more help to speed up evacuations.
I'm being told by public health officials that E. coli was present in the community.
Kashechewan First Nation declared a state of emergency on January the 4th after sewage started seeping into its drinking water. It's a fly-in community located along James Bay in Northern Ontario. There is a do not consume water order in place right now. Buying a case of water now costs as much as $50, and there are reports of people getting sick. As of last night, about 1,000 people have been flown out. That's fewer than half of the community's population. After more than 2 weeks out of their homes, some residents of Pimicikamak Cree Nation must move again from Thompson hotel rooms they have been staying in.
What they've been told is that they have to vacate the premises because there's events that are taking place. I think one of them is a hockey tournament. And one of the things we've been trying to do is trying to ask the Premier and also the Minister Naylor to see if they can declare a state of emergency that includes Thompson to ensure that our people are prioritized for hotel rooms there.
Earlier this morning, Pimicikamak Cree Nation Chief David Monias told CTV Your Morning Winnipeg some of his people may end up being relocated all the way to Winnipeg from Thompson. He says they're tired of being out of their homes since a power failure caused a water crisis in late December, and they're not looking forward to another long journey by bus. Personnel from the Canadian military are now on hand in Pimicikamak to assess damage and aid in restoring water systems. Construction is now underway on the Railside at the Forks development. Officials provided further details on the first phase of the development, which will transform underutilized surface parking lots into a mixed-use neighborhood. The 3.5-acre Phase 1 includes 350 residential units within 9 apartment blocks and 1 condo building. The 4 to 6-story buildings will include a mix of housing options, including affordable units arranged around courtyards and pedestrian-friendly alleyways.
At street levels, there will be shops and cafes and cultural venues and services that spill outdoors, places that invite people to linger and connect all year round.
And archaeologists will be on hand throughout construction to ensure any discoveries are handled with cultural respect. Phase 1 construction is expected to exceed $150 million, funded through private and public investment, and will continue through at least 2027. The Railside development is set to contain 1,200 residential units when all 3 phases are finished in 2040. The cost to check out these supercars is well worth the price of admission. The gallery is a fundraiser held before the start of the Detroit Auto Show. Guests pay $250 for a chance to check out some of the world's most exclusive cars. Bentley, Lamborghini, McLaren, all the top brands had cars at the show. Money from the show will benefit a local food bank. Winter hazards don't just include cars slipping and sliding on the roads. As CTV's Pauline Chan tells us, experts worry about seniors in this weather.
Dr. Richard Norman says anywhere from a quarter to a third of older adults will have a fall over the course of a given year, and it's not just due to ice and snow.
The days are also shorter, and so it gets dark early, and people have difficulty seeing, and we're also all wearing bulky winter clothes that can slow down reaction time.
Especially for seniors.
Falls are a major driver of hospitalization for injury. They literally make up around 90% of the hospitalizations that we see.
A significant proportion proportion suffer traumatic brain injuries, and about a third of older Canadians admitted have hip fractures.
Having a significant and lasting impact on a person's mobility and functional independence it's something we really want to avoid.
Clearing snow, putting down salt or sand, and making sure walkways are well lit is essential. But while Dr. Norman urges safety for seniors, he warns staying too much indoors has its own problems.
So social isolation is increasingly recognized as a major driver of health outcomes. It's equivalent to the same degree of risk as smoking around 15 cigarettes per day, or obesity or sedentary lifestyle. That can actually conversely put you at higher risk of falls because you may actually become deconditioned or reduce in terms of your muscle strength and power.
Dr. Norman says the number one solution for social isolation is participation in group programs like volunteering. And for those living with dementia, Dr. Norman says wandering is a special problem in winter.
Hypothermia can set in, especially below freezing, in anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes in some cases. As many as 6 out of 10 people living with dementia will experience wandering at some point as part of their illness.
If you have someone you worry might set off alone in wintry weather, make sure you have an ID package ready with a good quality recent photo of the person, their medical history, and a list of their commonly used routes and attires. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
All right, minus 15 and still looking at that overcast sky. A little bit of light snow is falling and a very strong wind out of the northwest gusting to 44 clicks. That minus 15 feels like minus 27. The pressure rising and the humidity sitting at 83%. We will deal with those heavier clouds throughout the day today, likely a bit more falling snow. And then, of course, the blowing snow. The winds will remain strong, but it will begin to clear from the northwestern part of the province. And then eventually throughout, we'll start to see that clearing, probably more so in the overnight hours. But it's only going to set us up for colder conditions as we start to see the sunshine tomorrow. Today, the temperature holding pretty much steady. A high of minus 13 is normal for this time of year, but that does come with the blowing snow and the very strong winds, which will continue overnight as the snow tapers off and throughout tomorrow as the sun begins to shine. Those colder temperatures and perhaps another round of snow overnight Saturday and into Sunday morning, and then some heavier clouds through the day. But those colder temperatures, they're going to stick around throughout the week. We want you to stick around because we'll be back in a couple moments with Your Morning Winnipeg.
Rooftop arrangements provided by Lacoste Garden Center. Salon services provided by Essentique Spa Salon.
Well, before we say goodbye, we're going to show you some fun video. Musicals are all the rage these days, and it's taken over daily life for some. Check this out.
I'm ready. Coming from you. Can I get an iced vanilla cream protein latte? One more thing.
This guy decided to sing his order at the Starbucks drive-thru, and to his delight, the worker on the other end sang back. Everyone in the car committed to the impromptu musical and sang their orders as well. That's fun.
That's worth your tip. You got it.
And now to a nursing home's interesting choice for entertainment.
1, 2, 3.
They hired this boy band to sing and dance for their residents. This was Boy Throb's first gig, and they were very excited to perform at the retirement home in LA. The fourth member was in India, so he joined the group via video call for the big event.
Brilliant.
And lastly, it wouldn't be a party without games, and this one is harder than it looks.
Gente do céu.
You have to concentrate. All you have to do is match the photo with your hands. Place your fist in the circle and an open hand on the handprint. Granted, it was fun for this whole group.
Yeah.
It looks hard. It's a mind twister.
Nice.
That does it for us. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you Monday.